This episode is sponsored by McKelvey Insurance Group. If you've ever felt confused or overwhelmed by insurance, McKelvey Insurance Group keeps it simple. They're an independent agency, which means they compare options from multiple providers to find coverage that actually fits you, not just one company's policy. No pressure, no jargon, just honest guidance and real help. You can get a quick quote or a policy review at mckelveyins.com or call 618-623-0080. Thanks to McKelvey Insurance Group for supporting the show.
This chair is like, this is the G chair where it's like you're just back. Like I need a cigarette. Not that I smoke, but for this I would.
It could be like one of those Hollywood cigarettes that are fake.
Oh, I have tons of those at home for all my Halloween costumes.
Okay, nice.
I have like fake cigarettes. I've stolen cigarettes from my boss when I've needed them for like props, and I have those at my house.
Is Halloween a big one for you?
Yeah, it's my favorite holiday. It's
really?
The best. Yes. It is the best. You get to be exactly who you want to be that year.
Interesting.
Every year.
Are you Terry at Halloween?
Am I Terry? No, but I should be. I'm Terry like Monday through Friday. And then, I start kind of pre-planning my Halloween costumes like way in advance. Like I start like, last year, what were we? We were...
Yeah, I was going to ask you, when do you start your prep?
Well, the Riz Show hosts a party at Ballpark Village, and usually there's a theme. And
I bet that gets wild.
It does. It's like a huge party. I used to host it at Helen's, and I loved that because it was trash and it was amazing.
Yeah,
I love Helen Fitzgerald's.
That's great.
That's my like one spot that I go to just people watch, and it's great food.
Where is that?
It's in Sunset Hills, so
South County,
Watson and Lindbergh, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm moving there soon.
You are. You must go. How old are you?
26.
Oh, God.
Go.
As of Saturday.
Do you love live music?
I do
Does she
spend a lot of
love
time
music?
doing
Yeah.
Wait, great.
There's cover bands. It's good people watching. People
Oh my God.
dance.
It's
I need a new scene.
Yeah,
I think I got to know the people.
It's
too
way.
well.
It's a huge step up from Marshmallow.
You don't know shit about what you're talking about.
I've never been to Marshmallow.
Exactly. Neither is he.
What is
He's full of
Marshmallow?
shit. Where I normally go see live music.
Okay.
One of my friends owns it. He bought what used to be Foam.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so now it's called Marshmallow.
That's cool.
And yeah, one of my best friends hosts an open mic once a week and just like a bunch of other little random shit. I just go Tetris. He has like an old video game thing.
Yes.
Tetris. It's free.
I love Tetris.
I just feel that when you're at Marshmallow, you're susceptible to some injuries or like things that you're going to need health insurance for, and
Like
you just turned
moshing?
26.
You don't have to mosh, probably, right?
No,
Like, it's not like
I'm
metal.
more there for the mellow. It's right next to K-Bop, and they have like these yellow picnic tables outside. So especially now that it's nice outside.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, I don't even really go inside the building. I'm like, prop the door so I can hear the music.
Honestly, Marshmallow is such a fantastic name for a music venue
Exactly.
because it's the spectrum of sound.
Have
You
you-
either mosh or you're mellow.
right.
Did you ever go to the old Foo Bar?
Oh, yeah.
Don't go to the bathroom in that place.
Oh,
It's like-
disgusting.
it's not there anymore. It's Golden Gems now. But
Speaking
yeah,
speaking of, I don't know if
we
told
should. We
Lern.
haven't started
Yeah,
yet.
we
by
sorry.
the way, well, we have started, but
Yeah.
we haven't.
Can someone introduce
Can we include
Lern?
all that?
What?
Can we include all the talk
I don't
we just
care.
had?
Yeah, this is
We're
your
on.
podcast,
Yeah.
man.
Let me
All right.
let me introduce her.
You introduce her.
My friend Lauren is here today.
Yeah, you could say Lauren. You
Nobody-
don't have to
Okay.
call me Lern.
When
Nobody
they were-
knows who. To me, she's Lauren because we're friends.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
That's incredible.
but everyone else knows her as Lern from the Riz Show, and before that, the great afternoon show KSHE 95, where
yeah.
she was back by popular demand.
I was.
So
Whoa.
They let me go, and then they said, "Oh God,
They
please
let
come
you
back."
go.
Yeah, I was so
Oh, boy.
a lot of stuff happened, and
she
I
got to go to another
I was
show,
asked to go down
thankfully.
the hall to the Rizzuto show, which was fine because I've known Riz for a long time. But I mean, I'm a KSHE girl. Heart.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, why'd they?
Well, because there was all sorts of drama.
What are you? He's giving me the fucking hand.
Are you allowed to say it?
No, I mean,
he does this to me.
She still works for. So here's the thing.
I still work. No, I don't mind talking about it.
The company she owns all the shows she's been on.
They didn't let me go.
Right.
So I started at KSHE in 2008. Okay.
Wow.
And so I've been there for almost 20 years. And I
don't remember.
I did like a million different day parts on KSHE. And then in 2022, Jeff Burton passed away, and he was a fixture on the Rizzuto show, which started in 2014. Jeff was great.
Yeah.
And he died of prostate cancer, and it was devastating.
He's so young too.
And he was super young, and his hole on the show will never be filled. So Jeff dies in I believe it was August in 22. And then another cast member of the show was let go in January of 2023 because of some shit he got himself into. So that is where they decided we need some people that can handle this. A lot of people were asked to come fill in. And when Jeff was sick, I actually filled in for him for the first time. And, the bosses saw chemistry with Moon and Riz and King Scott and I, and they said, hey, why don't we see if she would do it? And then they asked me to go down the hall, and I was reluctant because I had been at KSHE for so long. I really didn't want to leave. But I also knew that the company needed help. And it's a company's been so great. So how do you not help them when they ask? And so I am deeply happy to be back at KSHE 95 because it's where I feel the most at home. And that's where I had been the longest.
Yeah. Thanks for explaining.
You're welcome.
So much to ask because being a fan of a lot of the shows, when you started, did Hubbard own all of them when you started in 08?
Oh, no. So MS owned us for a long time.
That's right.
Yeah. So it went for KSHE specifically was Century Broadcasting back in the 60s, 70s. And then it was sold to MS at some point. I don't know the date because it was way before me. And then we were down at Union Station, at the Powerhouse building for many years, decades. And then Hubbard bought the Point and KSHE in 2018. And so that is when we started our trajectory with them.
And Zoe's a transplant, a St. Louis transplant. You grew up in Decatur. that's not an insult.
Nice.
You were looking at
I was just waiting. You stuttered. Well,
I wanted to explain to you the system there because I don't know if you know this. They have, it's a lot of radio, all the awesome radio stations. I feel like Hubbard owns them all. 92.3, the country one, right?
WIL. Mm-hmm. The Arch. 101, which is ESPN. You're a big fan of ESPN radio, right, Zoe? Clearly. All of us are, right?
I love ESPN.
Do you?
Especially since
The Point.
Pickles. I was trying to figure out a different acronym. I don't even know what ESPN means.
It's
but
sports.
I'm sure it's
Nobody
great.
knows what it means.
Right.
It's just what it is. It's probably essential sports per network.
Oh, see, that was better than whatever the fuck I just something pickles, something.
I never knew what it stood for. I didn't even think about it.
No, I know. I've never thought of that either. It's sports. It's
That's my job on the podcast.
This is going to sound really insulting. Do not take this personally.
Fucking
Can you
great.
turn her mic just down a little bit?
What?
It's really
the
loud.
Modulation.
Is that, I'm not being a man here. I'm not. It's not a man thing. It's just a little bit.
She's going to kill you,
I know.
and I'm going to help.
Having a big wave of emotion.
No. She brought us cookies, sir.
I know. I'm going to eat one and shut up. It's just really, either that or you're yelling at me a lot.
Don't take that personally. Women are loud, and that's fine.
Take up the space that you deserve.
Yes.
I love you so
we're at
much.
the table, and we're loud as hell.
And you are the light in this room.
And we love you.
Crying.
Oh my God. I love you so much.
I love you. I don't know you at all, but I love what a basket case you are. This is amazing. This is everything I want for the show. Yes.
This is it.
So long. I've had to open the past 3 days.
I could cry too. I'm so tired.
Yeah.
What? Hang on. Let's focus on Zoe for a second. What's going on?
Thank God. This is why I brought the tears out.
Do you need? What has happened to you this week, honey? I want to know.
Dap, dap, dap.
You sang beautifully on Wednesday.
Oh,
Are you in a band?
Sort of. I sing at church.
So
That's
they're
wonderful.
all related
Ash
to the
Wednesday.
gathering. That's how we kind of
That's
all
how
know
you
each
all
other.
know. Okay,
Yeah.
fabulous.
I didn't mean to cry.
Okay, I'm agnostic. If we're all putting our cards on the
Me too.
table. Okay, great.
I love
Yeah,
that.
what I love about finding the gathering through sobriety, it's like that we always say you belong before you believe in anything. You don't believe in shit. Just come and not be a douchebag.
It's that.
That's
I
kind of
didn't
my
have any fucking
love it.
friends in St. Louis. I was like, Jesus.
radically
Can you
inclusive.
please-
We don't care who
Can
you
you
fuck.
please
We
send
just,
me something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See me,
and then
see me.
I like drove past it and then Googled it. I was like, is this like a co-working space? It looks so like posh from the outside.
Yeah.
That's where you came to do the podcast with me the first time.
That's right. That's how I
Oh,
met
really?
Jeff. Yeah,
Nice.
actually.
where we
Cool.
used to, in the new McCausland building.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in that, not in the room we did, but yeah, in that building.
Okay. That's where we do
Yeah.
drug church. So we started
Fabulous.
this underground recovery community on Wednesday nights, and it's for addicts, loved ones. We say spiritual rebels and hope seekers, but Zoe's a big part of that. She
Free pizza, free childcare.
is her dad is an
My what?
alcoholic.
Oh.
He missed when you came and spoke. Unfortunately, he didn't.
Oh, he couldn't make it.
Yeah,
He
her
sent-
bio
He
dad.
couldn't.
Zoe had to
He
ask
sent
her
his
bio
best,
dad.
though.
Yeah, he did.
His
He did.
absolute best.
Zoe had to ask her bio dad to leave when she was 10. So
Because of the alcoholism?
The effects of
Yeah,
whatever was going on
Sure.
in
Okay.
his like separate little studio thing.
Man
He would-
cave.
Yeah, he would go and then he would come back and then there would be big emotions. And I was like, Mom, you gotta tell this guy to leave.
Get this guy out of here.
Yeah. I was like, I'm trying to protect my peace. It's 2010. There's a lot going on. Anyway,
So, which I think is
he
pretty
wasn't able to come.
horrible,
He's-
traumatic, but badass. Also,
Oh, yeah.
That's
Early
a badass move at 10.
exercising my leadership strengths.
That's wonderful.
What
Yeah,
grade are you? What grade
unlikely
is someone in at 10
CEO.
years old? What grade are you
Like
in?
fifth?
yeah, fourth.
Yeah.
Fourth grade.
Mhm.
What was I doing? Listening to Billy Joel.
I was
probably.
stalking a
I'm
seventh grade cheerleader.
I was boy crazy and listening to grunge.
Yeah.
Oh,
You were
you
bored
guys
crazy.
sound like
Yeah.
you were having
Bored
a
crazy?
lot more fun.
Oh, yeah.
Fourth. That's when
That does sound more fun than what you were going through.
I was obsessed in a healthy, unhealthy way with a seventh grade cheerleader when I was in fourth grade, getting her flowers. I went to every
That's
basketball
so
game.
sweet.
I know. I was.
That's rare, too. Boys don't normally admit that. You know what I mean? Like, girls are like, boy
Shauna.
crazy from the, I mean,
Never
I was
forget her name.
boy crazy
Really?
from the start. Yes.
What was your type?
Every type. I honestly, like, if you look back at my,
Male?
like,
Male.
just male, just cute and male. And I mean, now that type refined itself like over time.
Yeah.
But no, I remember the first boy I ever kissed. I kissed him in kindergarten. He had the prettiest blue eyes.
Oh
His
my
name was
gosh.
David. I just planted one on him because he was so cute. And then I got in super trouble.
Yeah.
By mom and dad, or
No,
by
by the teacher.
school. Okay.
The teacher. And,
Okay,
you know, we
yeah.
talked about like consent
Sure,
and all
that's-
that was.
Right.
big-
David did not want to be kissed. And I was like, I'm going to kiss him. And so,
right.
no
yeah.
means no, guys.
Didn't
Right?
ask.
That's right.
Yeah.
It goes all ways. Like,
Yeah.
you know, so I learned that pretty fast at a young age. And then, no, I just like the joke at my house was like, Lauren always had a boyfriend. Right.
Oh,
So-
but you were like pulling ass. Like you, sorry. I don't even, you
no,
were like,
I had a good
you
run.
were getting men to date you, boys.
I was, but honestly, Zoe, it was
I
codependency.
like the first way you said it.
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, I was pulling ass, but honestly, it's called codependency in the not of the substance use type of codependency, but rather like needing love to fulfill what you don't love about yourself. And like that has
Yeah.
been like an ongoing thing
I'm here to
my whole life.
all day for this.
Wow.
And that
unpack.
stems from parental problems and
Sure.
life problems. But yeah, like I would say, I've never had like a substance abuse problem, but I've definitely had a codependency
Oh
problem
my gosh.
with male validation. My
Sure.
whole life.
Dude, in my notes when Chris asked me to be on this podcast, it's
You mean like the general podcast as a co-host?
yeah. Like early on, I was like trying to come up with like opening lines because I'm not
Yes.
an addict or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like Diet Coke, whatever.
Right.
But I was like, I'm not an addict, or like something. My addiction, I think, is just like shitty men. Like, but adjacent to what you were just saying.
There you go.
Like, it's not a marketed addictive.
It should be, and it's
It-
getting better with codependency.
Yeah, it's anyway.
My wife is a recovering codependent. She went to Celebrate Recovery for codependency, which they do some good work. Celebrate's super fucking conservative. It's a church-based 12-step. They have a bunch of programs, but so when we were actually developing, which is they've done a lot of good work. I know people that lives have been transformed there. So
Yeah.
it's just theologically way different than where we are at the Gathering and underground. You know,
Sure.
the disease of addiction or codependency is radically inclusive. Doesn't care who you sleep with and color your skin is.
Right.
So does our community has to be. And I really think the ministry of, that Jesus guy was that way. People, for some reason, kind of fucked that up a lot.
No way.
So
humans fucking things up.
Right.
No way.
But I'm glad you touched on codependency because we do talk about that a lot. It's very co-occurring in substance use disorder and addiction. And once you stop drinking or stop using, now you got to start facing that stuff. When people, and I say this, so this is your first time out here at Illinois Recovery Center. Thank you so much for coming.
My
first
pleasure.
off. When people ask us what sets us apart from some of the other treatment centers, I always say it's our family program. We have a director of family programming that comes in after your 7th day. You're blacked out from your phone, not literally when you get here, but from your phone and communication for the most part for the first week. So you can really, reset. And you go through medical detox. So you're going through it. But once you hit that, once you're done at your day 7, Wednesdays and Saturdays are family days, and they're not just visitation. You're guided with a clinical professional.
That's so cool to
They
me.
work on, first off, if you're a female that comes in here and your discharge plan is to go back to and I say this because it's true, we see it most. Are you going back to an abusive fucking relationship? Are you going back to a crack house? So we kind of vet that through this family program first and foremost. Who are your people? What's your circle? Yeah. And then once we determine that is your team and they're safe people, they're invited in to learn. I mean, there's so much people think they know but don't know about this disease. And as dangerous as things are on the street with fentanyl today, like even the structure around enabling and what that looks like has changed. So there's so much education, and knowledge is power. Healthy boundaries, codependency is all touched on for the next 28 days you're here. Mm-hmm. And then the idea is you get that treatment continued in outpatient as you start re-entering the world. But it's all broken down. Codependency can be fucking deadly.
Yeah. Because you don't have any self-esteem to stand on.
There you go.
You get your validation from external people, and that can be really manipulative if you have the wrong people that you are codependent on. Narcissists, people that want to form you into their idea of perfection. And trust, I've been in therapy a long time.
Good for you.
I deal with this even to this day. There's a lot through my lifetime. It's amazing that I never did get addicted to drugs.
Sure.
I don't have that, whatever that is that makes people want to continue to do. I was very curious. I started smoking weed whenever I was 13.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's young.
And it was my best friend's mom who gave me the one hitter
Nice.
for me to go try.
Oh, that's crazy.
It is crazy. And I'm still, that woman is still in my life to this day. She's not like a toxic, horrible person. She's just a big hippie who did not have the wherewithal to go, you know what? The girls are a little young.
Right.
Yeah, but
Respect.
she also, but I've always been like an old soul.
Didn't take you to a fish show or anything?
She didn't take me to a fish show. She would have. We lived close to one. Southern Illinois, there was nothing down there. But I was always curious about psychedelics and, I remember doing cocaine for the first time because I was curious. It wasn't that I was I'm going to be a druggie.
Yeah.
I was
right.
I want to know what that's about. And so in high school, I got a lot of my experimentation out.
Whoa.
And luckily nothing ever hooked me where I was going to go down that road, because I definitely could have, because the boys I was hanging out with.
I was like, the cocaine's not telling you that you're pretty and worthy and all of the things that these boys are saying.
Right. I was addicted to the boys, not the drugs that they came with. You know what I mean? So that was, I was very grateful for that. And I also, my mom put the fear of God in me as a child.
That was me. I was too scared.
Yeah.
Even after she was dead, I was like, I still don't trust.
My mom was like,
Might
you
be
get
more
pregnant.
powerful now.
You get addicted, you're dead, and so, but my mom is very cool. My mom's one of the most warm and loving human beings ever. We're very
She's kind
similar.
of a hippie, right?
She is kind of a hippie
She has
now.
the Volkswagen van, right?
Yeah, she's got a little bus,
Sick.
1971
my mother's
VW bus.
Yeah.
That was
her.
my mom's first was a Bug, and then they had the van.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't know if she was a hippie or not, but she definitely has a hippie ride.
She's very free spirited, my mom. But when she was
Where did she grow up?
She was born in Nebraska, and then she and my dad met in West Frankfort. And my dad was like 8 years older than her, robbing the cradle.
Wow.
And then my dad went off to Vietnam, came home.
Oh, wow.
They married, and then they were married. I think they got married in 82, and then I was born in 85, and then they divorced like 5 years after. So like 1990, I think they divorced. So they were not married very long, and they divorced when I was 5. My dad was a coal miner. He was, he had a lot of PTSD from the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
He had his own substance abuse issues. My dad loved pills. He had a lot of friends that could get him the good stuff. And nobody batted an eye because he was a veteran. And they were like, give this man whatever he wants.
Yeah. I mean,
even the VA, who had him actively at 60 medications open.
What?
My dad died.
Are you serious?
I am serious.
Holy shit.
So my dad died and I'm going to jump around this.
That's okay.
What was that quote we just heard today?
Yeah, we were having coffee, and a buddy of mine who's a veteran said that something happened to him recently medically at the VA, and I was like, oh, fuck the VA. And he goes, yep, they're the ones that give you the opportunity to die twice for your country. At the VA, it's like a saying.
I believe that, actually, because I have so many veterans friends that have gone through the VA, and there's just a lot of bureaucracy and bullshit. And honestly, out of any hospital, like, you would think that would be the one that would have their shit together, but they don't. And whatever, we're not a part of that, so we don't know how hard it is. But at the same time, I wish they would get their shit together, because people probably need that more than anything.
Yeah.
Well, my dad, so in 2005, he was diagnosed with brain and lung cancer.
Whoa.
My dad was a smoker. He was like exposed to Agent Orange in Vietnam. He had a lot of health issues. He didn't take care of himself very well. And he also was a coal miner. So he was like getting hit in the lung by everything.
Yeah.
So November of 2005, he gets diagnosed. He dies in July of 2006. But in between that time,
I knew you were a part of the club.
Oh, yeah.
The Dead Dads Club.
The Dead Dad Club,
Yeah.
everybody, I feel like I got more and more friends that are a part of it.
It's a life change. It's how me and my wife bonded, because she lost her dad at 21. When I lost my old man, I think I was trying to die by bottle for 2 years.
Yeah.
And I just kept waking up, and I was like, fuck it, I guess I'll go get treatment, but grace of God stuff. But when we first started talking, he was like, you connect with her because she lost her dad.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I know the life that it's different. It's the way it's different. There's life before and there's life after.
Yeah. And it's the right, my dad died like your wife at 21. I was 21.
Okay, yeah.
And he was 54. So he was very young.
Mine too.
And, he just
54.
didn't have a good lifestyle. But I went to the VA with him. I say all that to say I went to the VA with him to get a checkup, because we were trying to get him to Barnes to get better treatment. And there was some crap that we had to go through. And so they pulled up my dad's chart at the VA. And it was the first time I ever got to see what active medications that they had prescribed him. 60 of them.
Jeez.
I want to say some bad stuff.
No, some of those were canceling each other out. And who knows, maybe he wasn't taking all of them.
But over the time that he had gone there, 60 different medications.
60 medications.
And we're not talking fucking Tylenol. These are serious
we're talking
medications.
Like antidepressants.
Right.
And how are they interacting with
SSRIs.
each other, and we just don't. That's insane.
Zoe's alarm goes off 3 times a day.
Twice
During the show.
For your medications?
Yes.
That's nice.
Because that's when I had to take that. Thank you.
It is.
Nice.
I'm proud of you always.
It went off right as the Ash Wednesday service, the
oh, great.
run through was starting. So the whole all the pastors were there.
It's quiet.
I think it's very healthy.
You go get yourself some communion juice.
Right. I was like,
wash this down.
1 second, you guys.
Pardon me.
Yeah.
Body and blood of Christ.
That is
Right,
wild.
there you go.
Right. His body.
I mean, I would have dropped the paper in shock to see that many.
I was. And I was a kid, I was like, I guess this is okay. And then as I got older and I
Everyone
thought on that
around you
more.
is acting like it's normal. No one else is like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So was it the cancer that he passed away from?
Yeah, that's what got him. So, and it started in his lung, and then it metastasized to his brain, and that's really hard. My dad actually, I was talking to my husband. So Valentine's Day is kind of a weird day for me, because when I was at school, so Valentine's Day, so I went to Illinois State University for mass comm. That's where I got my radio degree and all that.
Okay.
And I was at school, and my mom calls me, and they've been divorced for a million years. My mom's remarried. My mom calls me. This is February 14th of 2006, and she's like, "Hey, has anybody called you? Do you know what's happened?" And I'm like, "No, I'm at school. What do you mean?"
That's a great way to start a phone call.
Right.
Mom, thanks.
I'm like,
You're getting
thank you
pizza
so
Magia
much
from Bloomington Normal.
Right. And she's like, "Well,
$5 pies.
Your dad had your dad had to be taken in. And I go, what do you mean? And she said,
By whom?
He kicked out, my dad lived with his mom towards the end of his life.
Did he ever get remarried?
No. Okay. He never got remarried. He lived with his mom towards the end of his life, and he kicked my grandmother out. My grandmother's like a huge part of my being. Kicked my grandmother out. So she went
of her house,
and he was angry because when the cancer got to his brain, it just like took over the part of anger, or at least that's what I believe. Like, that's what I tell myself, because he just was not the same person. My dad was a hunter. He was a veteran. He had a ton of guns in the house.
Oh boy.
He threatened my grandmother. She left. And then nobody had heard from him for a couple of days. And I wasn't like calling my dad every day or anything, because I was in college and I was a kid. And so my dad, he put himself into the living room, and his buddies came over, and they were knocking on the door. He didn't answer. So they walked around the property of the house, my grandma's farmhouse, and they're peering in the windows. My dad starts shooting
Holy shit.
at his buddies because he is having like an episode.
Sure.
So he's got PTSD on top of
brain cancer.
Jesus.
And so he starts shooting up
he's not in the driver's seat at this point.
Oh, no. He's like completely gone.
That's
so his buddies love him. They were not offended. And they called the cops, and they said, this is a person we love.
Find yourself some friends like that.
Absolutely. Illinois State Police come. They had to gas my dad out of the house.
Holy shit. This is a movie scene.
It's a movie scene. And so they gas him out, and they confiscate every gun in that house. They call my grandmother. And nobody's mad at him. Everybody's like, my dad was so loving and cool. Like, this was completely out of the ordinary for him. And we all were just devastated. So my mom called me on Valentine's Day to say, hey, the day before your dad had to be gassed out of the house, and now is at Jefferson Barracks at the mental institution over there for veterans. And I'm like, well, I'm on my way home, I guess, So I drive down and I go visit him, and he was just completely out of it. Like, I'll never forget. He had one of those like orange hunting caps on and like a zip up, like velour, like mafia sweatsuit.
That's me. That's me
Is
at
that
home without the hat.
Without the mental institution. Yeah. So
I love this guy.
Well, yeah, and he was the best. And so I like walk in, and I'd never been to like a mental health hospital before. I walk in, and everybody's out of their minds, as they should be at a mental ward. And I walk in, and I got like snacks with me, and I'm like, hey, Dad. And he just looks at me and goes, I want to donate all of my clothes to the Salvation Army. And I go, okay, great.
Didn't
like,
ask,
what are you going to wear?
Sounds good.
And so, and then I'm a confrontational person with people I care about. So I'm like, Dad, what happened? And then he like denied it up and down. He was like, everybody's lying. And I go, they're not lying. Like, everybody loves you. They would not lie about this. Nobody's trying to get you. And so it was then that I like kind of realized that like he was going, like it was like, this is kind of the end. It was not him anymore. And that honestly, that was like the hardest. And so February to July was like the shittiest time. And I was in a lot of denial, a lot of avoidance. I didn't know how to deal with death yet.
It's like anticipatory grief.
Yeah.
Which is fucking horrible.
Like the onset of grief. Like deny. It's like,
for sure.
So hard.
Man, so do you have siblings?
I have a sister with my mom and her new husband, my stepdad. Yeah.
Okay. So you're his daughter.
I'm his one and only light of his life. And so
I'm really sorry that you had to deal with that. That's, when you hear somebody, I feel my old man, he right down 54 heart attack, cocaine induced, come to find out, but it was quick. Right? Nobody knew it. Worst day of my life. I go back there, but I'm like, no, maybe it's because I know my dad, like getting sick and fucking taking care of him. I just say God knew that. I couldn't do that. I don't know. Like, so I have such a deep level of like empathy and selfishly, like, thank God, like I had it easier compared to that, because that is
because it was so quick, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Like I know they're different, but what you had to go through watching that, like, I'm not nearly that strong.
And see, I would have done anything to have it quick. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it's such what a blessing. You're right. Like that was, but also like on my side of it, I just was so in denial. Like the only thing that I always talk about this, and I urge anyone whose parents are on their deathbed, do not avoid it. Like be there, because I didn't make it when he died. Like I wasn't there.
Don't avoid it.
Because and this is like kind of the last piece of this, but so he died July 10th, and of 06. And my mom called me again. I was at like a summer seminar for my radio station up at school for July. And, it's a great weekend. All my radio friends up there. We're having a good time. My mom calls me on the 8th, or maybe it was the 9th. And she said, hey, your dad's going downhill pretty fast. You need to come home and you need to go straight there. And he lived 2 hours away from me from Columbia. So it was going to be like a 5-hour drive from Bloomington. I said, well, Mom, and I was nervous. I was like, Mom, let me come home and get some stuff and I'll go down there. And so I get to my mom's house in Columbia on the 9th. And I'm a mess. And I'm like, I can't do this. I can't like, I'm not ready to face him.
Just want a flight, right?
Yeah. I just wanted to, and she goes, and my mom, again, loving and warm, she was like, we'll go in the morning. She's like, let's just get some rest tonight. We'll go in the morning. And she was just doing the mom protective thing. Well, she comes in at like 3 a.m. on the 10th and she's like, your dad passed. Oh, and I missed it. Man. And so I carried with me that shame and like grief of not being there for his like final bow out. That killed me more than him actually dying, is like I felt like a coward. And so and again, I'm a 21-year-old girl who had a complex relationship with that side of the famly, like his sisters, and my grandmother was going through her own grief with it. I didn't have faith to fall back on. I didn't have like a lot of allies in that side of the family. My mom was divorced, so she was my ally, but she wasn't like a part of that family anymore necessarily. And so, a lot of my friends hadn't lost their dads yet. Now
they're young. I mean, 54 is young, and 21 is very young.
So it was just a very isolating moment. But I did find, like let's say, I think it was 10 years later, so 06 to like 2016, I'm like a big woo-woo person. So like I go to a psychic and get my palms read and all this crazy shit. Okay.
I didn't know what you meant by woo-woo,
I'm
but
very
I was
woo-woo.
excited for it.
Thank you.
I was like, woo-woo,
it's pretty exciting. And so,
what did Ashley just have done in LA with her? It was called like an aura reading. Have you ever done?
Oh,
this?
I did that last October.
And I mean,
please.
Yeah, right.
I've got my appointment next
I
week.
have my appointment.
What color is Ashley's aura?
I thought it was like a yellow greenish. Like she'd
that's
tell you
great.
this story. Her and her best, like her soul sisters. She grew up in LA. They all went to Pepperdine, and her two best friends went and did this. And Ashley, like, she's Mother Teresa.
This is your wife?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jesus is her, I tried to tell her one time that I was her shepherd, and she said, yeah, right, fucking Jesus, my shepherd. Get away from me. Fair. But like so I think she kind of went in a little skeptical, and then she was like, you're not going to believe this. This is amazing.
Yeah.
And the way it connected her and her friends, like, it was really cool.
Did they take the photo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I have.
What?
God, I wish she was here. She has it.
You have to go.
Her. So Zoe was Ashley's intern. And it's how we got to know Zoe, and we kind of
I was her intern
adopted
for 6
her.
months.
At the church?
Yeah.
Nice.
The last 6 months of grad school, which is a really specific.
Good for
6
you.
months. She saw me cry a lot.
So she's Ashley's
okay.
a LCSW. Zoe just got her MSW. She's gonna.
Oh my God, it's fabulous.
They're like save the world people. My ticket in is Ashley, obviously, but
riding those coattails.
Amen. And Zoe became kind of an adopted daughter to us.
I do that.
That's my thing. That's nice.
Her and my 12-year-old on their text thread, Ashley and I can't understand it because they use this code language. And
his 12-year-old son and I are like
besties.
the same person.
That's cute.
And, I mean, they could be planning a nuclear war, and I wouldn't know what they're talking about.
You don't have to know. That's their language.
All the acronyms and
that's very sweet.
no cap and sigma, and I'm just kidding, but
no cap, indeed.
But I bring that up because when you said that, I didn't know what woo woo was either. But doing all this, and she just did this aura, and it now I want to do it.
You should.
Yeah,
everybody
I want to
should
do it too.
Oh my gosh!
Where'd you do it?
I did it in Salem, Massachusetts last September.
See, do they have anywhere in St. Louis that does that?
I don't know. I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
It's really neat though. It's a camera that is odd. Is
that the witch town?
Salem, Massachusetts, of course.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, got it.
The one
they just wanted to kill women.
They did. It was very misogynistic. Yeah, it was.
And now they embrace it there.
I know. So no, we went. I've always wanted to go to Salem, and so I took my mom and my sister, and we went as a girls' trip last September. And I could not wait to get my aura photo. And mine was like multicolored, and so it was like a rainbow. And then I was like very moved by it, and it was cool because my sister was all blue, which means intuition. And you get like a personal reading of like what the colors of your aura mean and what, and they give you like a little print of it. It was very cool, worth the money, and highly suggest.
Wait, how much money is it?
It's like $30.
Oh, okay.
Not crazy.
I can do that.
There's probably like an Aura camera app.
Well,
I know.
When you got you did that one time get robbed your net worth. That guy stuck you up. He stole 35 from her. She's like,
That's
you do realize this is all I have.
Through.
You're like, damn it, I'm in grad school.
Right. For like
to be a social worker that makes no money.
And I'm getting fucking robbed at a McDonald's.
Poor thing.
Like,
you don't
are
deserve it. I'll give you a couple dollars before I leave. This is terrible.
You can rob me, and I'm probably gonna be getting you services, and as soon as you get released
dog,
from jail,
you could just have it
if
you asked, bro. I would probably just give it to you. Like,
well, listen, you need to go. Are you familiar with Maplewood?
Yes.
Okay. You need to go to Mystic Valley in Maplewood. That's my favorite witch store. They don't have the Aura camera yet, but maybe one day.
I've driven past it. Is it on?
It's on Manchester.
It's on like by Post and all the restaurants right there.
Yeah. Right down a little bit further down from the Post, but like Cacao, and there's a Domino's Pizza nearby.
Oh, the Domino's in Maplewood?
Yes.
That's where Ron works.
oh my God.
Is that Ron?
My boyfriend works there.
Oh my God, go to Mystic Valley.
So at Underground we have from 5:30 coffee. Yeah, 5:30 coffee. Very. We have 6 o'clock. There's like I kind of do a quick 10-minute Jesus was my sponsor. Jesus is my sponsor thing. It's super not Bible shit. I mean, I say fuck and look at me. I'm not.
I love a Christian who curses.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm like, this
Every
worked for
Christian
me.
Curses.
Right.
Don't let
any
of those fuckers.
Don't even. My in-laws are Catholic as hell, and that you cannot get a damn word out of them.
Recovering Catholics, and
In front
it's
of other
get me
people,
started.
but
But
Catholics
no
do
offense to your
everything.
in-laws.
Oh no.
I do love. I'll be grabbing fish on the way home probably.
Oh yeah, it's fish fry season. Oh my God, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because my husband, he works by a Catholic church, and that's he'll be taking that home.
Love a good Catholic fish fry. And in Belleville and Columbia and probably West Frankfort, every tavern does it too.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to go to a church.
It's the best season.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not religious at all, but I definitely will eat the
good
God's
fish
cod.
fry.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Well, I say that to tell you about just to pin all this up with my dad and all that. So I had been carrying around that grief of like not being there with him. And then 10 years later, my girlfriend and I are sitting outside Foundation grounds in Maplewood at the time. Across from Mystic Valley.
You love some Maplewood.
I love Maplewood's my favorite place. And I said, and she and I, my friend Kelly, she's like, hey, let's go see if they got like anybody over there just to like get us in and like get our tarot cards read. And I'm like, cool. And so we walk over there and I said, hey, like we're here to get like our palms read. They're like, well, we just have like mediums in today. And I go, you know what? Never been to a medium. Let's do it.
Sign me up.
Sorry, all we got's mediums.
I know. So I go back, and this is really crazy because there was no appointment. This was a walk-in experience, which is rare. You have to normally make an appointment because these chicks are busy.
I always picture Pee Wee Herman, Madame Ruby.
Oh yeah. I mean, I wish, but no. You know, I would love that.
She was awesome.
Mecca hi, Mecca hiney ho.
So I go back, and I don't remember the name of this woman who sat down with me, and I go there pretty regularly. Can't remember this woman at all. It's like it's a blind spot.
Whoa.
Go back in there, and I have like a paper that, so as she was doing my medium reading, she's writing notes on this piece of paper. And she starts writing, she goes, yeah, when you walked in here, it was like a murder of crows, like a big group of a fluttering of crows, like a big group of crows is called a murder.
Oh.
And so
Interesting.
She said, you have crows that like are around you. And I'm like, well, one of my favorite movies is The Crow. She's like, that's not what I'm talking about. Crows, like the actual animal. I'm like, cool. And she's like, these are men in the afterlife that are following you. And I go,
oh my God.
Amazing.
The only thing scarier than men that follow you in real fucking life. Jesus.
And she said, somebody close to you is passed and he's with you. And and she's like, and she said, who is it? You know, she's like, I'm getting a man. He's older. And I go, well, my dad passed. And she goes, okay, this is it. And she said, your dad's been trying to get in touch with you since last August. And this was like months after August. Last August, and he wants you to know that everything happened the way it was supposed to happen. And I was like, what? You know, and she's like, he's proud of you. He wouldn't change a thing. You've been carrying something with you, and it happened exactly how it needed to happen. And I was like a fucking mess.
I mean, fuck, I'm getting weird.
And then, so she's like, and there were some other notes that had nothing to do with all that, but like, she's like, you need to go home. She said, your dad has been trying to contact you since August. You wrote to him in a journal. She's like, do you journal? I go, oh my God. I'm like, yes. So I go home after this and other revelations in that. I go home, I get my journal out. I had one entry from August.
No shit.
No shit. One entry. And it was about him. It was very like, miss you, Dad. Like, wish I could talk to you.
Right.
But you know, I'd been journaling since I was 11, And I had so much, it's all boys. Every man in my life was written about it. And obviously the grief of losing your dad. And this, again, it was a decade later, but I was still like coming to that and like carrying that, that shame. It's like, I wasn't there with him.
Yeah.
And I'd be lying if I said that immediately after having that session with her, that it changed things. It took me a while, but it definitely started my forgiveness that I needed for myself to move past that huge bump in the road of my grief, because I was so focused on, oh my God, I wasn't there for him. How could I have not been there?
Boat anchor.
Right. And it was so freeing. And I don't have that. I'm not carrying that anymore. I'm like, I know he's at peace and I'm at peace with that. And it's such a big deal.
The way you were, when you were first kind of talking about how it happened, you were using like the shame and stuff in the past tense. I was like, oh God, I hope you've worked on that and gotten, and you have.
Yeah.
Because I was going to ask you what would you said you're 39, right?
Yeah,
right,
sure.
Right.
No, I don't mind. I'm going to be 41. I'm a badass bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So March 28th.
Yes.
What I was going to ask, what would the 41-year-old Lern say to the 21-year-old?
Oh God.
Oh my God, Chris.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
That's a good question.
It is a good question.
Well, I mean, because that
Usually you suck.
I met with a mom yesterday for coffee who has found us another one. She's going to be speaking soon. Lost a son to died by suicide, addiction fueled, and all she could talk about was how much, no matter how many words of affirmation, what killed him was shame, and it was an unshakable shame that he could not.
Oh yeah.
And when you were talking about the shame with ashamed of yourself for not being there, like that is so hard, and we are so hard on ourselves and we can't turn it off sometimes. So when you were talking about it in the past tense, I was kind of like, God, good job. You've really, because that's got to be hard work.
It is. Accountability helps with shame, right?
Ooh, so there's that A word again.
The accountability, and we have an accountability problem in this country.
Girl, I be knowing.
I was, you know what I'm talking about.
I was talking about this last week.
And here's the thing: there's nothing wrong with shame, right?
The guy in Britain finally got arrested for being a pedophile.
Oh yeah, we need to
round them all up.
We don't need to. That could be a whole separate podcast
sure.
where you and I could go round and round. But I feel like all politics aside and current events aside, like there's a problem just with the base of the American public that shame is not addressed in schools, at home, the way that parents deal with shaming their children, that creates a foundational baseline for how people are going to have relationships forever. And we've all been ashamed of something.
Amen.
Right? Like I'm ashamed. I broke a guy's heart. I broke up with a guy. I didn't do it right. And I feel shame. He deserved better. Well, years later, apologize to him. Hey man, you didn't deserve that. I took accountability. Boom. It's gone.
It's so funny. And you're not in recovery. This is like the baseline of the 12 steps. Yeah.
That's beautiful then.
It is.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
There's so many. I mean, it took me to go to rehab. It was the most humbling experience of my life. And I finally said, it's a serenity prayer, the control the controllable. A friend of mine just said that. And you say, I'm going to, from here on out, I can control not drinking that causes me to do these shameful behaviors. And then you go through your amends list to work on forgiving yourself and and saying, I'm sorry for the shit you did.
Yeah.
And it is life-saving for people that have gone to treatment
and all
stay sober.
Accountability and forgiveness, seeking both of those things hand in hand, it will free you.
It's like life-changing.
It really is. And honestly, like, but I also have a lot of empathy when people can't take accountability and they're not there yet. All right, take your time. Like I have a lot.
That's grace right there.
It is, and that's grace. Yeah.
I'm impressed. That is, there are groups out there that are kind of 12-step based that aren't necessarily for addicts and alcoholics. I mean, there's Outline for Friends and Families of. There's a group called ACA, which is Adult Children of Alcoholics, but it's also Adult Children of Alcoholics in Dysfunctional Families. Mm-hmm. And that's been kind of a newer group, at least in the Midwest. And people have been finding that, and it's not really, I don't think it's really Christian at all. So it's definitely not alt-right shit. It's just truth about these, on how you can liberate yourself. Like my wife's mom was a brutal narcissist. They haven't spoke for 8 years, and really put her through the ringer. And she goes to it, and it's been so liberating for her because she kind of learns on what makes her tick. She's been able to now have some grace and compassion for things that, you know, maybe her mom did, but it all starts with that accountability. I need to look for something that can help, and it's so rooted in all the 12 steps. So it's wild that you're talking about that and unintentionally on a recovery.
Well, but I'm a heavily therapied person.
Sure.
Right. So like, even though I haven't been through like a 12-step program, my therapists over the years have like deeply helped me with things. You know, I work in a very ego-based business, and it can be both beautiful and also very ugly. And so I have to check myself a lot, because sometimes you can start pontificating and people listen to you and and it's like that can all go to your head like super fast, right?
Intoxicating. Right?
There's so much toxic shit sometimes. And I love people. I got into this business because I like storytelling and I love people. I'm an ethnographer. That means you watch people, you study them.
Interesting.
There's a psychology component to what I do, because I was going to be a forensic psychologist before I took like a left-hand turn. I thought I was going to be Cameron Crowe or a forensics or Jodie Foster in Silence of the Lambs. Those were like my two
I've seen Jodie
things
in a French film,
you know? And so but I still storytell like Cameron Crowe did for Rolling Stone magazine. And I still kind of like study people, maybe not serial killers all the time, but like I study people when I'm interviewing them. Do you go to sleep
to Forensic Files?
No, I don't listen to any of that shit.
All right. I mean, that's like my bedtime music is what the guy's voice on Forensic Files.
Weird.
I go to sleep to like Amy Poehler's new podcast and like Mark Maron backlogs of his episodes. But isn't that funny? Like, I don't get into that true crime stuff at all. It was never even like about that. It was mainly I wanted to protect people.
Okay.
I wanted to outthink a serial killer so I could protect somebody. That's how and so I'm a very protective person. I'm a loyal person.
Sure.
Which can really get you messed up if you're codependent, because loyalty and codependence.
Yes.
Oh boy. Yeah.
You're stuck. I'm like, oh God. And I've been trying to, I've been going through like a great unraveling over these last handful of years, like since the pandemic, like unraveling my psychology to find where those codependent islands are and find myself a better route, because it can be really scary for me. Like one of my deepest, darkest fears, and you guys are all practicing or a part of a church. Like I have a really hard time with death, of my own dying.
Really?
Right?
Oh.
I don't have faith to latch onto to give me hope that something beautiful can happen. I am agnostic and very open-ended. I'm optimistic on good days, but then on bad days, I'm very fearful. And so my one thing is, and I was just at I was at a green burial seminar at Mobot on Wednesday.
Say that.
With green burial is when you are not embalmed and you are just placed in the ground with like a cotton shroud.
Oh, wow.
With flowers, and then the bugs eat you and you go back to the earth.
Yeah,
Oh,
true.
That's like, like planet friendly.
From the earth you can.
Yeah, it's very earth friendly.
Okay.
And there's also other options.
Just cremate me.
You can.
Please.
There's cremation by water. You don't have to just be fired up. There's hydrocremation, which is a little bit better than the fire. And
Chris
then there's
doesn't
also
care about wasted water for things.
and that's fine. But
I'm building AI data centers.
are you? Damn it! We'll argue about that off air. But then there's also something about becoming human compost, which I'm very interested in. And it's not legal in Missouri yet. And I think there's one place in Illinois that has it legalized.
That's really hilarious.
You aren't a serial killer, are you?
I am not a serial killer.
She's
That's
like,
good, because you like. I feel like you know how to dispose of a body.
Yeah.
Well, now I do, because this damn seminar at the Mobot.
That would be a really good like insult. You are human compost.
You are human compost.
Wow.
So
you do love the storytelling aspect. You did the thing with KG, right, where you did like the interviewing of people.
Oh yeah, the McKernan's. I haven't done it in years. Sound story.
Sound story. Yeah.
Did you do it as giving a story or an interviewer?
Interviewer.
Okay.
Yeah, they would hire me from time to time, and
what were you?
I couldn't get through it without crying. I would cry every time.
You told me
really?
Walking in that you made Tim. Did you say that you made Tim?
Oh yeah,
you made his
Tim
career.
McKernan's career at Hubbard Broadcasting, especially, but also before, because I got to know him. I didn't know him at all because I'm not a sports person. And
how are the sports? Are they great?
Are they great? How are the sports? Are they great? I didn't know him at all, but Iggy listened to KSHE, and he was like a producer on McKernan's Morning After when they were at the Fan.
590, yeah.
590. And so this is like 2016.
Yeah.
It was before we moved to Hubbard. So I get this email from Iggy, and he's like, "Hey, I'm Kenny Strode. Like, I listened to
Will you marry
on this.
me?
Will
Yes
you
or
marry
no?
me?
Circle
Will
yes
you
or
go
no.
out?"
Right.
No, he was very lovely. I didn't know who the hell he was.
You're right.
I came over. This is the Fan Studios that were in Kirkwood.
Yeah.
And I walk in, and I'm like, and I kind of called McKernan out in that first interview. I don't know if it was on the air or off the air, but I said, "What are you trying to do? Are you trying to like come work at KSHE?" And he was like, and so that kicked off our kind of loving animosity, not even animosity. Like we have a very like,
you were
rib
so
each
fun
other.
when you would come into the studio.
Oh, I love those guys.
I mean, and we are some vile creeps on the text inbox.
I know you are.
Like I offer, there would be.
So
I offer my
bad.
wife up to everybody. I think one of the texts you read was probably me offering her up to maybe even you. But I was saying,
what do you get out of that? What do you get out about being like
A
super
little
pervy?
fucking giggle in like his monotonous business Chris mind. He's like,
right.
So the funny, like, it wouldn't be funny if Ashley was like really out there just you know having a whirl. She's a very sweet.
She's a psychologist.
She's like
right?
my prude princess. She's a therapist and a director of wellness for the church, but she's my little
licensed
Can I call her
clinical
that?
social worker.
Oh, okay.
Is what
Can you call her
Chad
a
would say.
prude princess?
My prude princess.
Oh my God. No, you can call her my amazing, beautiful wife that I'm undeserving of,
True.
who's a licensed clinical
social worker.
That you offer up to the pervs of the morning after.
Literally.
Yeah.
So
spell it out.
the good news is there have been times where like we've been called to action and we've done some pretty good work as a vile community. But
I know. I actually really love it. I don't get offended by that shit.
you came out for the golf tournament that one time and you caddied for Iggy. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was nice. He and Iggy, that first time meeting him, he was so nervous, and we always give him shit. Like
he was nervous.
chain smoking Marlboros or whatever, and like wouldn't come in and talk to me. I'm like, who is this
I'm
guy?
screaming. He's just watching me.
He's like, yeah, and I'm like, and they're giving him crap, and I'm like, is he really like? Does he like me? And who knows? I think he loves me. He's very sweet to me. He's always been very.
He's a big fan and
kind to me.
Iggy, there's a character he plays, but he's a good guy.
He's
we like
such
Iggy.
a sweetie.
He's been helping us a lot with this podcast, and we do a lot of work to support the Megan Meyer Foundation.
Yeah, that's great.
Tina has been on that foundation. I think we have something on the table here because they got a trivia night coming out. Like as a parent, man, and hearing that horrific story of what happened to her daughter, it's. We were just talking to this woman yesterday and having coffee, Ashley and I, and it's like you want to sometimes put your kid in a fucking steel box and not let them fall and get hurt anywhere, but then you do these things that you can't control, and then it starts from within when they start hating themselves, and it's like, yeah, you're not in control, and it's
terrible.
But people's behavior online is fucking horrible.
Oh, bullies! I've never fucking liked a bully.
Oh, here we go.
I'm 5'3" and I weigh like 130. And I've always been, I will kick the shit out of somebody if they're messing with somebody or not, like I've always intervened.
Good.
One of my best friends who lives in Vermont, we became friends at SWIC because
still writing in crayon.
Yeah.
Remember when it was BAC? It was bring a crayon.
Bring a crayon.
So you went to
still
SWIC?
writing in crayon. I never heard it called that. That's hilarious.
Well, so I went to East, so we called it East with ashtrays.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I took some classes at SWIC. I love it.
I loved going to junior college at SWIC. That's before I went to
they had
Illinois State.
party apartments. Where people would
some of the best friends of my life were made at that building. Yes, I'm still friends with all of them. And my friend Scott, who lives in Vermont, he's a very loving, kind, quiet, unassuming kind of like guy. Like he stays out of the way.
Oh,
it's always like, where do you find those?
I'm literally writing it down.
Yeah, you're like, hello.
Can he train
There's only one.
Yes, he probably could. But we
unicorn.
met because we were in a math class together.
Oh,
we didn't know each other. We were seated next to each other, and these pieces of shit in front of him turned around, and like every day they'd razz me because I had like crazy hair.
In college.
Yeah, in college. These are 19-year-old people.
God.
Little jerks. And finally I had enough, and I was like, you guys go fuck yourselves, And they're like, whoa. And after the class, Scott, like, he was like, hey, like, you don't have to do that. And I was like, let's go get lunch. I was like, you don't deserve this shit. And then we became fast friends. We're still friends to this day. He's a lovely human being. And
is he from Vermont?
No, he's from Illinois.
You don't know a lot. Yeah. I mean,
but he moved to Vermont to start a new life because, I mean, this shit like stayed with him for like ever. You know, he didn't have many relationships with women. I mean, I am his best friend. Like, so, and I love him.
Shout out Scott.
To Scott. He's the best. Scott. But he's bullied in high school. He was bullied as an adult. And even now, I mean, he still finds himself in certain situations at work because the people he work with are a little bit more harder. You know, like men in their 40s can, depending on where you work, and he works in like the trucking industry.
Oh boy.
They can be very vile. They can
gentle people get taken advantage of.
Absolutely, so they do.
It's probably, I get that.
You thought you should have seen me at Larry Flynn's.
I know.
They were taking advantage of you.
I almost married her.
Get that bald head over here. Get on the stage too.
God. Little man.
Small man.
Small man.
That's what I said.
So I know one person in Vermont, and they got the best syrup.
Maple syrup?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like they get it themselves.
You call it syrup?
They go tap the tree.
Syrup.
Yes. And the guy actually was in town.
Yeah.
Syrup.
Sipping on some scissor.
Yeah. So they tap the trees. They make it's a different food. It's like a homegrown tomato versus a regular tomato. So,
well, shout out to all of our friends in Vermont.
And so you went to Swick, and then you went up to Bloomington.
Yes.
Redbirds, right?
Redbirds.
Our nurse practitioner went to ISU here at Illinois Recovery Center. She's great. I've partied. So I was at U of I, so I would drive around.
There's like a butt. Decatur.
Drive around Decatur, so you have to go through.
And then I have to smell that fucking town, and then
come on.
What bands came out of Decatur? Didn't like Seven Dust or there were some bands that came out of Decatur, I thought.
My dad's just like a one-man act, and he's the most famous guy that's ever lived in Decatur. I'm kidding.
Denny?
Oh.
Yeah, okay. That's his perspective of himself.
He is pretty.
Some mornings need more than motivation. They need a solid cup of coffee. Light in the Dark is the Pondoff's Anonymous Dark Roast, created with our friends at Long Story Coffee. Bold, smooth, and built for the days when you just need something steady. Every bag helps support the conversations and community behind the show. Order online for delivery, shipping, or local pickup at pondoffsanonymous.com/coffee. Light in the Dark coffee. A little light, even on heavy days.
I know so.
I don't know about the bands that came out of Decatur.
I feel like there's like one well-known band.
There's one out of Champaign. I think REO came out of Champaign.
Yeah. That's right.
ILL.
I wish.
So you said you got into this because of like people. Was music off to the side, or was music also a driving?
Oh, it's always been there. Yeah, I've always been big into music.
What does your playlist look like now?
Ooh, I mean, it's everything from Aerosmith to Chappell Roan to Kendrick Lamar to the Highwaymen.
Bad Bunny.
I like Bad Bunny. Honestly, the Super Bowl halftime show was my first real taste of him. And I liked what it tasted like.
I liked what it tasted like.
I think he's really cute. I loved him in Happy Gilmore too. And I was like, I loved that it pissed people off on the right. Sure. I love that you guys had to have your own little shit show.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm super liberal in case you need to know.
You do a really good job of not like stirring the pot too much on your social media accounts.
I know, but
I've seen your stories. I've seen your stories.
I'm anti-fascist to the fucking core. I've been that way since I was a child.
It's funny how that's called liberal now.
No, it is funny. It is.
Like that used to be just humanity. Now
I know, and
liberal.
now it's like there's a gray area, which is really
liberal.
fucking disturbing. Yeah. Especially if you support the troops and you're supporting fascism. Fuck you.
God bless.
So,
amen.
For real, like people, like all of our grandparents, World War II,
Vietnam,
fought against this shit. They're rolling in their graves that we're letting some of this come up again.
The greatest generation. My dad's dad was sunk at Pearl Harbor, and then his son, my dad's older brother, got killed in Vietnam, and. Yeah, it doesn't track.
Good.
No. And he watched, there was one of the No Kings rallies. There was a guy who showed up with a Nazi flag waving it around in O'Fallon, Illinois, right next to all these banners of the veterans. And I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
In high school, there was a kid that waved the Confederate flag at Central Terrace in Beverly East. And like everybody he's not even he was not from the South. He said he dated a girl which he's never dated a girl in his life. That was his excuse, and he ended up getting got his ass beat pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like it just
be on the right side of history. I don't mind listen, I'm not like an anti-Republican liberal. I have a lot of Republican friends. They are anti-fascist as well.
Right. And it's not like, even about party. And it's like
humanity.
It's humanity. And so I have a lot of, and I'm pretty outspoken as much as I care to be. I'm protecting my mental health a lot too, because you can
proud of you
can have.
I've got a whole episode of Simple Mental Health coming up all about this.
Okay, great.
Me and Jeff kind of banter, like we have good discourse on this because I worry about his mental health because he's convicted about
very much so.
And
are you not? You're not convicted about a lot?
I'm convicted about. I don't know if it's a lot. I think what I worry about is the conviction online, and we talk about it. Because I've seen people it just get
spiral.
nasty. Yeah, and it's a juice squeeze thing in the online stuff.
Sometimes I'm up for it. Like sometimes I'm in a shit mood.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what?
Let's
bait them.
All right.
Let's bait some motherfuckers.
I love it. All right.
And so I do. And then they, and people will have their days and they come at me. Like I had some transphobes. I woke up on Sunday morning and was choosing violence. I woke up. I was up really early.
We're starting to idolize you.
And my girlfriend.
I would never. Jesus is my.
There you go.
My girlfriend Lux, who also worked in radio for a long time. She's in Kansas City now. She and her boyfriend had like a lovely Valentine's Day, and she was just posting photos online. No, she did. And some asshole decided he was also choosing violence that day, and he said, "Ooh, which one of you's transgender?" Like, and she's a cisgendered woman, and he's a cisgendered man. Yeah, they're both beautiful people.
And he's a beautiful man. Yeah.
Yes, and so I was like, all right. I like rolled my sleeves up Templeton style. I'm like, let's have this conversation.
Style.
And so
Storm's coming.
Storm is coming. And I said to this guy,
what a great reference.
I go, you're trying to be a piece of shit. I said, but guess what? Being trans is not offensive to everyone outside your little circle jerk community. And so then that like spawned this guy. And honestly, I don't think honestly, this man was like impaired because he thought I was Lux. He thought I was like, it was it was like her burner account. I'm like, you fucking moron. So anyway, I sometimes
I love when men use the internet.
Isn't that great when they use
they have full access?
Instead of like, they're definitely not having sex with women.
No, there's no sex ever. And that's the problem. Sure. And listen, I'm one of the first, like, I love men. Clearly. I've been boy crazy from the start.
4th grade.
Since the first breath I took.
Kindergarten kiss. Yeah.
I love men. I have so many amazing men in my life. I'm very blessed in that way. So you're never going to get me being a man. And a lot of like Riz Show listeners want to be like, she's a feminist, fucking hates men. I am a feminist. I love women.
They're actually not entwined. Like,
no,
they actually are separate things, and I am only one.
1,000%. And I was like, no, I actually, like, I've gotten myself in trouble for how much I love men. So
I'm actually in this perilous reality between having.
So yeah, that's something that I'm up against daily, because that's the one thing that like the men that listen to the Riz Show, like, they try to get at me, and they have like a problem with women. I think they just haven't heard
a woman enough. Is it a small sect or?
It's a small sect, yeah, for sure. And they're very insecure.
Sure.
And the minute I start pontificating about anything, just as anybody else would, I think it is literally because it is the sound of a woman's voice. They've never had that before.
What do they call that?
Because their mommy didn't talk to them.
Incels. Yeah, it's like an incel.
Oh my God.
It's really crazy.
I know about this.
Okay. Incelibate. Involuntary celibate. Yeah, there
involuntary celibate. Yeah.
Right. And you know what? And that's sad. I wish everybody could have love and sex and joy. I wish that for everyone.
Legalize prostitution.
Sex work, fine. Consensual sex work, 1,000% I'm down. Because it's going to exist anyway. So why not legalize it and make it safer for people that want to participate in that? What do you think?
Legalizing, I think, would allow the federal government to put regulations on it, but I do think it should be at least decriminalized.
Okay.
And there should be more safeguards around it.
I will meet you there. I think that's wonderful.
The social worker.
No, that's great.
They did a thesis on that. God bless.
I remember a class I took, and I was like, "Fuck, okay."
Well
done.
No,
that's beautiful.
Lifelong death.
Our family is my cousin owns Olive and Oak.
Oh my God, great
Flex.
spot.
Yeah, so
Flex.
No,
no,
so
I-
good. Like, let me
kind
just
of a big
simply
fucking
drop
deal,
this.
right?
Webster Groves.
Yeah.
Ever heard of it?
But they had at Perennial in the hall, they had a drag show, and some people got mad, and some guy was getting up to walk out, and Mark's like, make sure you tuck up your Woody before you walk out of the restaurant.
that.
He's like, you're just afraid you're going to get a hard on by seeing a guy in a dress.
Right.
That's why you hate it so much.
Yeah,
So fucking true. Dude.
My first drag show was in Key West, Florida. I was dating a guy at the time. His mom and her partner took us down to Key West to vacation. First drag show I ever went to, blew my freaking mind. Couldn't get over it. And I loved the movie Tu Wong Fu in the 90s with freaking Patrick Swayze. You know,
Birdcage.
I have a Birdcage, of course.
You liked Patrick Swayze, I bet, didn't you?
Me,
Yeah.
Dirty please.
Dirty Dancing. What a great movie.
My Spotify Wrapped for 2025 was the Dirty Dancing soundtrack. My husband's like, why? Like every time he comes
Did
out,
you ever
like,
see him in the movie Youngblood? Have you ever seen the movie Youngblood?
No.
With him and Rob Lowe? It's a hockey movie.
I've seen Young
No,
Bloods.
it's a sports movie. I probably wouldn't have
No
been on my
Young
radar.
Guns.
Is it good? Is it like,
It's fucking incredible. It's the best movie ever
It's
made.
about hockey.
Yeah.
So it's probably like
is it like
6
heated
out of 10.
rivalry?
It is. There you will. They get naked, but there's some hetero action.
Outstanding. I love any sort of hetero action. That's great.
But Swayze's in it. He's one of the stars. He gets hurt, and then Rob Lowe takes over as Dean Youngblood.
Okay.
Peter Zezel was in it. Longtime Blue.
You
God
love
rest his
this
soul.
movie. You've
Right.
seen this
yeah,
movie
it
100
turns out we don't need to
times.
watch it.
He
I know.
Heated Rivalry's good.
Keanu Reeves is in it.
Yeah. It's good. It's steamy for sure.
I am so I'm impressed with you being like fucking giving it back to the like online haters for
Sometimes.
sure. And I think I remember because I've always been like a fan of the Point. So I would listen to Lux, followed her on socials, and then when she left, I mean, she went through a lot of fucking hate shit. Didn't
Oh my
she?
God, yeah.
Like it was nasty.
She is a magnet for people, and it's such a testament to her greatness, in my opinion. She is a force to be reckoned with, and the people that love her. Like I'm a friend. Like I've had so many good memories, but we're not like best friends. You know what I mean? She'd call me, and if she needed something, I'd be there.
To Kansas City.
She moved out to Kansas City, and she works in radio out there.
Good for her.
In classic rock now, and she's having great success. She is a very loud woman in her convictions, and I think sometimes people have a problem with that. People are like, oh, wait a minute, you are you're saying something too loudly, and I don't like it. But she also is such a good person, and she also is a person that like. She's self-deprecating. She knows what people see, you know, like she's not afraid to be like, yeah, this is me. And like, who gives a shit?
Right.
And I love that.
Yeah,
and she's,
that's badass.
You know, and so, yeah. And honestly, that morning when I woke up and saw that asshole post on her page, that's not my space to, she could take care of herself. But I just thought, you know what? Fuck this guy. Like it literally was 5 a.m. or something. And I'm like, you're up at this hour? And this is what you're doing?
You have nothing fucking better.
It's
Like,
like
go watch the sunrise.
Yeah.
fucker. Like,
it's less to do about Lux and more to do about this transphobe.
1,000%. Yeah. 1,000%. And I love her for all of her allyship that she's done for the LGBTQ community. She's fearless, and I look up to her so much in various ways. And it's like, and she and I feel like you have two women with, Lux and Lern. Everybody tried to either put us together and not let us be autonomous, or they pit us against each other. And we never let that happen.
Yeah.
And that happens sometimes in business where you, who's hotter? Who's the coolest? And it's like, no, you don't do that with men.
Yeah.
Like, why are we doing that with women? And we luckily got through that phase, and it was like, I'm so glad that I see her doing well and I can support her from afar.
Tim McKernan's pretty hot.
McKernan?
He's one of the hottest guys I've ever met.
He is a very good looking Irishman. I tell him all the time. Sometimes when he's not wearing his sweatpants outfit, I will be like, wow, you look so nice and normal.
Have you seen his calves? They're
No,
incredible.
I have. He doesn't bust those out very often.
They're only on special occasions.
He's a short king, which I appreciate. My husband is a short king as well.
Wow.
He's gonna
how
appreciate
short?
you so
How
much.
short?
My husband, so I'm 5'3". I think Tim is 5'7".
Her husband's name is Tim as well. So.
Yeah.
He worked at Hubbard, right?
He did. So my husband and I, we met at Emmis.
Yeah.
And fell in love. And then
Wow.
we dipped in Company Inc. And then he now works in nonprofit work. So he went back to school during the pandemic.
Interesting.
And now he works at a food bank. And he's literally like the best
That's
guy.
cool as fuck.
He is
I
cool
fucking
as fuck.
love this guy.
Tim
He's-
Crush Tuesdays.
Tim Crush Tuesday. He's
Is that the name of the nonprofit?
No.
No.
That's my nonprofit for
That's
my
her
husband.
hashtag on Tuesdays. Tim Tim Crush
I'll do
Tuesday.
a
That's
Tim
an
Crush
incredible
Tuesday.
name. You guys got to do something with that.
I do it. I put it out there, and I let the women drool
every week, and
Yeah.
you can see it because it's public.
I do remember McKernan saying something about you, I think, and maybe Lux, and I think Michelle
Smallman
coming on like the podcast and talking about some of the creep fucking shit you guys have had
yeah.
to deal with as women in that industry, which is horrific I can only imagine.
Oh yeah, I've had to get, and I don't speak about this too much, put it in the ether. But I've had male listeners show up at my home, and I've had to have orders of protection, and it is. But again, it's ethnography, and I'm going, these fucking crazy people, like, whoa, because I love Pedro Pascal. You could not pay me to go stalk him at his home.
No.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
damn it.
It'd be like, hey, go up to his LA condo. Like, I would be like, because I'm going to be cool. Yeah. I don't want to offend him. I will, like, maybe if I see him,
bump into him at a restaurant.
Right, if I bump into him at a restaurant.
And limerence.
Like, I will always approach a celebrity if I see them in the wild.
Oh.
I'm that type of person.
Good for you.
Like the last celebrity I saw.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
Tim and I, we were at O'Hare Airport up in Chicago.
Oh, it wasn't in St. Louis?
It wasn't in St. Louis, yeah, sadly. But we saw Pete Buttigieg.
Oh, nice.
Mayor Pete.
Do you think he could ever get elected president?
I don't think so, unfortunately. I think he has every bit of the paperwork to get elected. Yeah. I think that he's a gay man.
That's what I was going to ask.
People are so homophobic still. It's so stupid.
Will we elect a woman president or a gay man first?
Oh my God.
That's a great
probably
question.
A gay man.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly,
don't think so.
I'll take either. I mean, I would love to see the country
either
try
way,
something new.
Yeah, well,
I think we get rid of presidents and we all just go rogue.
Anarchy.
Hunger Games.
Anarchy in the UK.
Yeah.
Let's go.
let women run the world, Zoe.
It would be so, we would
try
have our
it
problems
out.
too, but it would be
We
cool.
could try it out for just 1 year.
Yeah, just
if
give
we
us
could
a
just
year.
convince them for just 1 year.
You guys
man.
had
We don't even
250
have to
years.
have the full term.
Right.
You'll see.
We had a bunch of people that from the church. I had dinner with a couple last night that just got back from, like, it was an awesome trip to Egypt. They saw the pyramids. They took a trip down the Nile, and there's shit there that's been around for thousands and thousands of years. Right. And they're like, you want to talk about, it just puts things in perspective. That
I bet that was fantastic.
And even being, which I there's a woman she is a Christian, but you would love her. Her name's Nadia Bowles-Weber, right? Have you heard of her?
Mm-mm.
She fucking gives it to the white male for sure. But she says that she was talking about King Herod in history, was the most powerful guy on the globe while he was alive. And, fast forward to now, and he's just a footnote, and she said, to the ministry of Jesus. It's the only reason people know who King Herod is and how, and then the whole thing about Ash Wednesday night, it's about, we're all going to die, and something humbles you, like you're going to return to dust or human compost,
right?
Yeah. And like, even so, like the person on earth that thinks they're the biggest, toughest man, woman, whatever, it's humbling. You're going to return to.
Oh yeah, we're all going to be stardust again. It's not going to be. I don't know. I believe in good and evil. I think that there are people that find it in themselves with their pride to bloat themselves out to be this egomaniac, this megalomaniac that thinks that they can, like, every dictator has always been that, right? Like, they think, I'm going to oppress the people. And what happens is good human beings that are completely normal get oppressed because they don't have that seed in them to try and rise up against, they don't have the audacity, right? And so that's why you see people, and I try to remind people, like, we all have the audacity. Like, every one of us has the audacity to, like, do whatever the hell we want.
I guess it's not equally as safe. Though,
no, absolutely
for all
not.
Different kinds of people, which is why I like what you said earlier about, like, it was a dude that was getting bullied, but that didn't fucking matter. Like, it wasn't like, well, I'm a girl, I can't speak up. It was like, no, this is unjust, and I'm gonna tell these boys what the fuck is up,
right?
And then we're gonna go get lunch.
Yeah, like, I had audacity that day,
right? Yeah, you unleashed it. And it wasn't about, like, is this going to end up okay for me?
Oh, no, I wasn't thinking about me at all. Right. I was thinking about him. And and so I don't know. And I think we're living in like a revolutionary time. Like we're going through like a very spiritual revolution.
Sure.
We're going through like a human revolution. And there's a lot of stuff that goes into that. I think a lot of prophecy goes into it. A lot of like solar system stuff goes into it, like stars and stuff that I believe in. And also like the technology that we have now, like I am completely against the data centers and AI. I am humbled by humans. I am a people person. I'm not an AI person.
Sure.
What if it was funding a great nonprofit that really?
It won't though.
Right.
It's all for profit, and it's all
true.
for maybe like 10 people getting rich off of our beautiful creativity and brains, and I just don't want to see the human mind disintegrate more than it already has. Like the internet's already done a pretty decent number on all of us. Like you said, you're 26.
Yes.
You don't remember a time that had no phone and no internet. Like I do. Like I'm 41. I remember
that pager.
the pager that I desperately wanted, no internet, like literally hands in the dirt. And I know this sounds like very boomer, but
no, I got cable when I was 9.
Right.
And so before that, it was like we had CPU. I had like
It's funny, I call my laptop a CPU.
He always says CPU.
Isn't that a movie too? CPU?
Possibly.
I have no idea.
I think what I think is the biggest risk of AI, what is at the biggest risk, and if I'm telling my son to pick if he wants to go into law, to go into IP law, because IP is being pillaged and robbed right now, and anybody's IP is up for the taking right now in AI, and it's the wild west. So anything you write, create, this stuff, like it can go out and just be completely stolen and put a different name on it. And so IP it's a big threat. I think there will be law firms and that ecosystem is going to grow out of it to try to litigate against it, and it needs to be regulated at some point.
Great advice. My sister's in family law.
Okay.
And so,
cool.
yeah, she's
Here in St. Louis?
No, she lives in Colorado.
It's good to know. Though.
Yeah,
That's
she
cool.
and
Where
she
at?
is Boulder.
Okay.
So she's
liberal.
we come from a long line of blue blood.
Tough to be liberal in West Frankfurt. Eh?
Oh yeah, my dad was very liberal too. Like he was a coal miner and a veteran. And, you know, and
is that a union job for the coal mines?
It was a union job for
it's
a
Marissa,
little bit
right?
of a time.
Marissa's
No, he did Old Bend. Number 9, I think, was his coal mine, and I think it was on the outskirts of West Frankfurt.
We got a data center out at Prairie State Generating Company.
I'm gonna kill you with this data center shit, dude. You can't do it. Your son's not gonna have any water to drink.
So we are, but I will tell you, we're using closed loop cooling, so we're not draining rivers.
Are you for real investing in data centers?
I mean, my civilian life, we design and build data centers. My whole career. Oh
my god!
Before AI,
data centers for what though?
Hey, enemy!
It's all. I mean, any type of server compute is in a data center, and data centers. A lot of people think these big mega. I mean, you can build a data center in that bathroom if it's a server rack and everything that's on the cloud.
Well, sure, we have one at the station.
There's a the big giant data centers are housing backup data for all your phones. I mean, everything we do is going in data centers. Electric cars goes in data centers.
You're talking about the water, though. You're trying to make me feel better about it. Why is our water so precious at stake then? And like, why are people voting against data centers being built in their communities?
I think there's some fear on that. There's a project going on in St. Louis that is going to be using closed loop cooling. There is other cooling technology that's called direct to chip cooling, which will pollute the water if it's being used and then put back out to the source. Right. Yeah. So the direct to chip cooling is still trying to be figured out. What has not been figured out because of the AI data centers, these GPUs, the NVIDIA, and we're really nerding out here, but it's okay.
No, I think it's fascinating.
And they produce so much fucking heat because of the power consumption.
Right.
So right now in a data center, all data centers are cooled 24/7. So it's really heat removal. So if you have 5 racks and they're spitting out a ton of heat, just think of remember the computers under our desks, the PCs would always get really hot because my son's PlayStation 5 will shut off.
Yeah, it's the fan. It's just like rolling.
And it's energy. It's power that turns into heat. So right now we have cooling solutions. They're either up against a wall and it's blowing cool under a raised floor, and then it's coming up through holes in the perforated floor panels where then that cold air will get to the servers, and that's one way to cool the amount of power, like if my old man were still alive and he heard the amount of power that AI, he would think you're misspeaking because it's a new frontier. We're going from kW to megawatts overnight, and nobody knows how to remove all the heat. So all the cooling technologies are trying to figure it out right now. And I don't think direct-to-chip's going to win because of the cost to maintain it. And it you can put it in, but in 10 years, you're going to the maintenance on it is insanity. So they're all trying to figure it out. I will tell you, every conference I've been to nationwide, when we talk AI, you do not have the conversation without the word sustainability, and they're inviting nonprofits to the table. Good. So it is not as warmonger robber baron as it. There are some. The largest AI, I don't know if it's open or chat, is a nonprofit. I will say that anytime you use ChatGPT, I mean you're giving your data away.
I don't use it.
Giving your work away. I think it can be an effective tool. The genie's out of the bottle, though.
Oh, it's completely out of the bottle. It's like the internet. It's like
it's not. We're not going back. So how do we do it right? Back. That's good, and those are fair questions. The grid is going to have to be repurposed, and my short. I'll wrap it up. My answer to the power problem is we have to bring back nuclear power. It's safer. What? It's cleaner.
Why do you not like green? Like, what is the problem to you with like wind, solar?
It's not reliable.
No,
it's not. It's not nearly reliable as nuclear power to power. What we need is a grid.
But I guess it's two different conversations then, because you're talking reliability and I'm thinking longevity for humans.
Well, as long as the janitor doesn't throw his fucking cigarette butt, or Iggy doesn't toss his cigarette butt out next to the reactor.
They're idiots. They will, though. Not Iggy, but like somebody will.
You've seen the fountain at Hubbard.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe we just need less power.
Yeah, sure.
Like across the board, less power. Like electrical power, and then like assholes in power.
Right.
That would be 2 thumbs up.
Let's cancel power.
There you go.
We know what? We're anti-power.
Power is canceled.
We are in the dark.
Right.
Power from the people.
That's right.
But it is I appreciate where you're coming from, and I appreciate where everybody's coming from. I'm tied to it. When we started building data centers during the .com era, I built ISU's big data center. I don't know how much I should be talking
brick
about this.
Brick by brick with his own 2 hands.
He did it.
Designed it. U of I mean, these data centers, U of I's getting a small modular reactor on campus to power the University
Is that
of Illinois.
nuclear?
Mm-hmm.
I thought nuclear ended badly last time we
Russia.
tried to nuclear.
A lot
things.
of glioblastoma happens from people working at nuclear power plants. My uncle was he worked in Virginia, and he died at like 48 from getting a glioblastoma. Because that's the other part. It's like people working in these facilities. I would love to see the data on cancer. Mm-hmm. It's very Aaron Brockovich.
They'd have to go through a center to get that data.
Great movie.
I would. Great movie.
Fucking movie.
True story. Love her and her cleavage.
Don't even know who you're talking about, but
you need to see the movie Aaron Brockovich.
Julia Roberts.
We'll watch Youngblood and Aaron Brockovich. These are the homework.
She hasn't
for the
seen
listeners.
Silence of the Lambs either.
And Silence of the Lambs.
Pet Cemetery.
I have so many
Cemetery.
good movie people around me. It's my attention span.
Do you not like movies?
I like to watch
French
the
movies.
same 3 TV shows that I've seen over and over and over. Like I just need to regulate, and I want some New Girl,
That's
Avatar,
fine.
Big Mouth.
Okay.
Anyway.
Big Mouth.
There is no right or wrong way.
But I do. Dirty Dancing is my number 1.
Yes.
So you have seen Dirty Dancing. That's good.
Yeah.
That's like a rite of, like every girl has seen it.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Jerry Orbach.
Oh, man.
And Swayze. Law and Order. I saw a truck in Swansea. It's a landscaping business, and it's Lawn and Order, and it's the same logo. I was like, that's incredible. I would use that.
Awesome.
That caught my eye.
Law and Order.
What time you got? You keep looking at your phone.
Oh, sorry. I keep eating.
Do you have a hard stop, Lern? Because we could keep going. So can I talk about your job in the radio industry a little bit more?
I am an open book.
Because you brought up Jeff Burton, and I never want to miss the opportunity to honor him. He was, being in St. Louis in this area my whole life, listening to him on about every show that he was on, and meeting him a ton. He was legit, was super kind and funnier than one of the funniest guys I ever met in my life.
So lovable.
So to work with him, talk a little bit about Jeff.
I have so many funny Jeff stories. So I started in 2008. And I remember listening to the Jeff, Trish, and Tom show in high school.
Do you remember the contest he did? They made him do?
Maybe.
It was nasty.
Was it? I bet. Yeah. He would do anything.
Right.
He was a crazy man.
It was like self-celibacy, I think, maybe he had to go through a period of time. And I don't think
that's sex for his wife, Julie.
I think he failed.
Yeah, I bet he did.
Oh.
Jeff,
but it was not. It had nothing to do with a partner. It was a self-celibate.
So he could not
situation.
masturbate.
Yeah, that was
God.
and that was all. It was on that show. Right?
Yeah,
it was
Jeff,
on that
Trish,
show.
and Tom, dude, that was the best. And so when I started at MS in 2008, Tom and Jeff, Tom West and Jeff Burton, they had I believe it was afternoon drive show. And so I was in promotions and I would see them. And I took to Jeff right away because he's like me. He's a playful person. He was very respectful. Like, some people in the business can be creeps, and he has the blueprint of what could have been a creepster, but he wasn't. He was so respectful and loving. He loved my husband. So when Tim and I started dating, he was like huge advocate of that relationship. And
nice.
Anyway, I have a story that so Jeff used to wear bell bottoms, and somehow it got around that he was looking to have some like custom ones made, and my mom sews. And I said, Jeff, my mom can make you some bell bottoms if you want some. And he's like, well, I got this fabric. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. I said, well, I'll give you my mom's phone number and you just set it up. I'm like, because I didn't know if he wanted me involved. And looking back in hindsight, like probably not the best idea to give Jeff Burton my mom's phone number, but whatever. So he just goes over.
I think it's great.
Well, yeah, he did too. He was loving talking to Jill. And so he went over to my mom's house one afternoon, and my sister was in high school or middle school. No, high school, because she was driving. So she's 16, and Jeff had that gorgeous long beard and looked kind of disheveled sometimes. He wasn't like, he looked like a biker. He had a motorcycle. So
hot.
Super hot. And my mom is downstairs like sewing these panels onto Jeff's jeans that he had brought. And he's just sitting like very calmly in her living room. And he told me this story. And so my sister comes home. She'd never met Jeff. And she just walks in, and there's a strange man with this big ass beard, like sitting in the living room. And my mom is nowhere to be found. And Emily, my sister, walks in, and she just looks at him, and he just goes, "Hi, I'm Jeff. I'm friends with your sister. Your mom is making me bell bottoms downstairs." And my sister just like looked at him and just proceeded to keep going. Like she just went in her room and like locked the door.
Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
That's how Tessa reacted to me the first like 4 months I was living with him. Yeah.
Is that your son?
Her sister.
Your sister.
Yeah, my younger adopted sister. She was in like junior high and just like didn't really know
who I was.
Yeah, or, like, why I was suddenly there.
Confusing, right?
I was like, hands up, I'm so sorry.
You're like, hello,
mind me.
I'm Zoe.
Now she's coming down for your birthday party and your besties.
Yeah,
that's great.
Zoe's birthday was on Valentine's Day. So.
Happy birthday!
Thanks.
That's cool.
Which happened to be Mardi Gras.
Did you go?
I did.
Nice.
Yeah, but I did not go for very long.
The rain, man.
Oh yeah, that did suck.
Anyway,
Jeff and Tom did a remote at the Moto Mart across the street from Swick one time. I just thought of that because you went to Swick, gas station, which they would do remotes fucking anywhere. They did a bunch of Hardee's and
Hot Shots.
Yeah,
Jeff would have me. This is like when Obama was up for election in 2008, and I was there working promotions with Tom and Jeff, and they sent me with a microphone into the ladies' room, and I had to go stall to stall and ask the women who they voted for.
Nice.
Oh my God.
And so it was like the voting booths were the
That's
stall.
Funny.
And so, and that was
Hot Shots?
at Hot Shots. I think there was a South County location.
I was going to say that
the old location.
None of them voted for Obama. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know. Well, some did.
Women.
Yeah,
he got a lot of big chunk of the women vote.
But yeah, and Jeff was so lovely. Like he was always down to share his pot, and
nice.
And that was nice. Like I remember I'd never gotten into gummies or anything, and we were talking about it at work, and he's like, "Well, you need to try this," and I go, "Okay," and so he sent me home with it, and I brought it home. I'm like, "I'm not gonna freaking do this." I'm like, "This, I don't know what this is."
What did
I was like totally a prude.
Gummies.
It was just gummies. And honestly, it probably was like the most normal, if you want to say that, like not anything gummy. But no, he was a lovely human being, and he was a big advocate of mine in the building.
Awesome.
Like as I was like kind of coming up in my own, I had him in my corner a lot, and he would always, at least he would tell me, he would be like, "I'm always putting in a good word for you." And I think about him every day on the show, and because I sit where he sat, and
Oof.
There's a big giant cutout right behind you.
And there's a big cutout of him behind me, which I love. And I specifically picked that spot whenever Rafe and I joined the show because I wanted to sit where he sat. I loved Jeff, and I was so happy that I got to exist at the same time as him and got to work with him because again, you listen to him in high school. Same thing with Donnie Fandango.
Because we're the same age. We listen to these guys.
Oh my God, I know. I remember the first day I walked into Emmis and I heard Katie Cruz's voice from KSHE. And I go, oh my God, you're Katie Cruz. Like, you know, I was like Disney World. I was like, oh my God. And then like meeting Jeff and Tom and Donnie Fandango still to this day is one of my idols
too. He's a sports guy.
He's a big sports guy, but he's a big music guy.
Sure.
Big Alkaline Trio fan.
Yes. He has the best music taste. Yep. So he and I can go round and round. And I won my first pair of concert tickets to Point Fest when I moved to St. Louis in '98 from Donnie.
Nice.
And I used to he had this amazing opener to his show back in the 90s. And I had it memorized I couldn't do it now, but I have a videotape of me somewhere in the 90s doing the opener to his radio show. And I always threaten him. I'm like, dude, I'm going to get that and digitize it. And it's me like as a 14-year-old, like saying like, I want my Donnie Fandango. So this is kind
of a dream job for you.
It was, absolutely.
That's incredible. Congratulations.
Yeah, man. It was, I'm very lucky. It's timing and effort.
She's a veteran broadcaster
I'm a veteran. And I'm going into the Hall of Fame. I'm going into the Illinois State Hall of Fame.
Are you serious? Congratulations.
Yes.
Wow. Is there a ceremony?
There's like the Grammys. I'm very excited. I don't know. I got to figure that out.
Okay.
It's in April. It's up at Illinois State. And so my radio station.
Aries season. Oh.
I know. I'm going to lose it. And all my like radio buddies that I haven't seen in 100 years are coming. And it's going to be a big reunion for us.
That's really awesome.
I'm really excited.
Thank you. That is amazing. I'm honored to be sitting with you.
Thank you. Guys, Hall of Famer.
Girl boss.
Yes.
Girl boss.
And all truth be told, we are not a worthy enough podcast for you to spend time
shut
on.
up.
So thank you
Stop
so much.
this right now. You've had great guests on.
Rafe was
on.
We
had Iggy. We had Rafe.
Yep.
We had Rafe on. No, hey,
we had Rafe.
Poor Iggy.
And KG was on from he's going to come.
O-Town?
Yeah, he's going to come back.
He's a very sweet person too.
He's a great guy. We really really like him.
Very sweet. D'Angelo
Hopkins.
Yeah, such a crazy name. Is that his real name?
No, it's Kurt Garner.
Okay, I call him D'Angelo. I don't like. Sometimes hysterical. I just don't know.
There's a story behind it.
Interesting guy.
Yeah. He's a teacher as well.
Was. Yeah, I think, and he's been open about his recovery. So,
I had no idea.
He came on the show.
What are you trying to say?
Well, I was like going through. Can I say this or not? But he came on the podcast.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful.
And you even like I've seen him recently, but didn't say where. So because there's you always know he's been to Underground and
wonderful.
Oh, I thought my girls brought him, Morgan and
when they're just
Jennifer.
fans. No, he's been coming every once in a while. Yeah.
Nice.
So it's
what a boy.
It's a cool community. He's battled and is doing really well and a big fan of his.
That's great.
So if you've been to all the Point Fest, is that your
pretty consecutively since '98, I would say. Wow. I tried. It was always an annual event that my girlfriends and I would go to as kids.
They always have a great lineup.
I know. And we're getting next Tuesday we announce Point Fest for this year. And
can you break it right now?
Honestly, I can't because I can't remember.
I knew you were gonna ask. I wouldn't ask.
Well, it doesn't come out till Wednesday.
You know what?
Come out the day
I'll
after.
tell you this much because he kind of did it already. So Aaron Lewis will be on the bill, and he kind of said that in his announcement of his tour. So that's not anything breaking.
Stained.
But I can't tell you who else because honestly, Jeff, I can't remember. My brain is fried. It's Friday. I'm like,
I'm so sorry.
That's why it's
that
called
Aaron Lewis
Friday.
Is coming.
I'm like, if I have to interview Aaron Lewis, I'm going to ask him like, how many coyotes have you killed to spell out Trump in a field? Yeah. And like that was very appalling to me. Like I'm a huge animal advocate.
Yeah, you are.
And it doesn't even matter like, okay, Aaron Lewis is a Republican conservative. I don't give a shit. It's the killing of so many animals and then using their body. Like that is some serial
I didn't know he did that.
Shit.
It's very colonial.
Very colonial.
Like fucked up from
it's
like
kind of gross.
The way that we've entered this country as
like
white
killing
people.
all the bison.
Like, I'm a bee. When it comes to
like,
animals,
I
almost said I'm a feminist.
He can't even say it without stuttering.
I know you're like, it doesn't make sense.
I was gonna say I was a
feminist.
When it comes to animals, like nothing.
You skipped it.
My reels are perimenopause because I have to deal with my wife's perimenopause.
R.I.P. to all of us.
Oh
God,
a hard
I get to walk with her through it.
So awful.
It's sports.
It's the worst.
It's Bold and Beautiful and Young and the Restless, my stories, and then it's like these sweet animals. Like there is recently I I think her name was Fiona, a hippo at the Cincinnati Zoo. They got all these watermelon gifts.
So
and
good.
I just like watch them, and I'm
That's
like,
fun to watch.
the fucking shit of the world goes away for a minute.
I know.
when I'm
Animals
just-
are the best.
They love you like we're called to love each other.
I know.
Best dogs
Best
do.
thing of my day is coming home to my cats.
So how many cats do you have?
I have
Cat
2
lady.
that live inside, and I have one that was a stray, and now he's my porch cat.
Got
and
it.
He has a
See, I
heated
love a
house, and he's the
porch cat.
prince.
Mm.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Tim's an animal guy?
Yeah, Tim's a big animal guy.
Okay.
I don't think he really has a choice, but
Sure.
I think, he's loved animals his whole life too. And I grew up like my dad never paid child support, but he bought me cars and puppies.
Oh.
And so that's a pretty good trade for me.
there you go.
Like he
Yeah,
nurtured me in that way.
Your mom's probably a little pissed
My
off
mom's
about
like,
it.
gosh damn it, Greg.
Yeah.
I wish my dad
Puppies
had
doesn't
that
buy
idea.
groceries.
Yeah, well, that's true.
I got a
Ma did okay
$65
though.
check once.
Yeah.
Yeah, dads are pretty cool sometimes. With they don't know what the hell they're supposed to do.
He wasn't
but-
going to come to drug church and hear about your horrible life with an alcoholic father.
Oh, you should hear this story.
Yeah.
Oh God! She was singing and giving her story at Underground as a child of an alcoholic, and
Oh yeah, Chris posted it on Facebook, just an update for Underground, and
so I was like, "Hey, Zoe, come
we're
see."
friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
My biological father and I.
So as a mature biological father does to his 25-year-old biological daughter, he started talking shit to her on a Facebook post.
Happy
about
Father's Day. How old's your biological father?
I don't know.
Okay. Old? Like is he like how
50s.
old was he?
He's got to be in
Okay.
his
No,
50s.
older than that.
Okay.
60s.
Because he was older than my mom, and my mom was born in '60.
He looks old.
Okay. I was gonna say if he was a young dad, not that I would forgive that, but it's like normally that's sort of I have a
Right.
lot of young dads that are like shitty dads. Like my cousins are shitty dads. Hopefully they'll get through it sometimes. But but they talk shit with their teenage daughters like
On
online.
Facebook.
On
Like,
Facebook.
stop
like,
it.
Like unfriending their own daughters.
Oh
and,
my
and I'm like, come on, man.
The fuck?
And like the whole family talks about it.
it's
Like
so
it's like
bad.
shit together.
What are
Right.
you doing? I
know.
didn't.
Chris is embarrassed.
I've not.
Secondhand.
I'm appalled. I don't know. It's.
I
like,
know.
I don't know. And I'm not super dad. I fail every fucking day. I think it's going through the foster training, which everybody should have to go through these parenting classes because it teaches you about kids and trauma. And we need all the help we can get. Be open to
Absolutely.
it.
I think
Fuck.
I've only known you for a couple hours now, but I get
Really?
the vibe that you are. Yeah, I've never met him before.
She doesn't remember.
Well, apparently we met on a golf course.
You opened so strong with the bald head joke that I was like, oh, they know each other.
Oh,
She's just a
I
badass.
Screaming.
no, I'm testing the water.
Sure.
Is what that is. It depends if people get offended.
Tim McKernan has a
Like,
bald
if you-
head. I want a bald
Listen,
head.
if you would have deeply been offended, I would apologize on the spot and owned it.
Not
But
at all.
if
You can't offend
bald
me.
is beautiful.
You cannot offend me.
And I give Tim McKernan shit for his bald head all the time.
He's-
And he looks great. He's silly because he's a gorgeous Irishman. And I don't know how he pulled his wife, but he did.
No, yeah, nobody knows that.
Nobody knows.
She's an
Anna
Italian
Marie,
woman. I call her Carmela.
My God.
God.
She is so gorgeous. And I'm like, once a year, I'm like, how
Sometimes
did you guys
gorgeous
meet?
women just need like a mid man.
I mean,
I
I'm
know.
actually,
Just
yeah.
But they don't. They deserve
Or just like
the most beautiful people.
I
you
really
know?
thank God
It's all
they
what's
Ashley.
inside our
So
hearts.
shitty.
Come on.
Yeah, he has a good
Ashley
heart.
will never be able to see 90% of her value, and that's a good thing for me.
Come on, Paris.
No, I'm like, I go, this is great. This is
I
great.
tried
Lord.
to tell her. She
She's like-
never listens
She never
to
thinks
me.
she does good. She
So
never
bad.
thinks she's helping. She never thinks she's doing good enough at work.
This
or
Must
at
make
church.
you look really good.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you. I'm like, this is perfect. This is
No, I
absolutely
think you're a
perfect.
good dad. I just knowing you a couple hours, I get the vibe.
Well-
Same as Jeff. Like Jeff's such a great dad.
Oh my
and
gosh.
just so
Louis was in here the
sweet.
other day making fart noises on our microphone.
He was.
They were trying to
yeah.
record it.
He was up here going.
Your son is the cutest
He's
little boy. I mean,
hilarious.
oh my God, he's just he's like the poster child. Like he could be on like the Campbell soup can or something. Like he's just so
He's
cute.
he's in a commercial locally right now.
Oh, he
for,
is?
Really?
for Easter Seals.
Stardom
yeah.
young.
Fantastic.
He doesn't receive services at Easter Seals, but we needed a cute kid last minute, so we
Oh,
brought
there
him
you
in.
go. There you go.
You're like a dadager. You're the Chris Jenner of child actors
funny.
for
Yes,
Oh my
I am.
God.
commercials.
Yes.
That's cute.
So before we let you go, what is your favorite band? Do you have one?
Oh, it's hard.
It is. I figured that was a
Yeah.
hard. And you probably get. That
I always
a lot.
I always say Deftones
Today.
because Deftones was
Oh fuck,
my
my buddy
band.
Mike Johnson is like he's like falling out of his chair, completely falling in love
Oh,
with you. He might have another
good.
listener show up at your house.
Oh
This
my
guy's-
God, Mike,
that's
let's
gonna
go to
put him over.
Deftones.
loves himself.
I
some
love
Deftones.
Deftones. And I love everything Chino Marino does. Like he did Team Sleep. He had a band called Palms. He's done there was another band that he did a few years ago that I am losing my mind and can't remember. But everything, I just love his voice and his vibe. But that's like that's the band that I kind of found on my own that I loved organically on my own. But man, I was downloaded upon Fleetwood Mac, The Stones,
your Napster
Aerosmith.
was flying, huh?
Oh yeah, it was popping off for sure. And I like all this old school 90s hip hop too. I mean, I think coming up in the 90s was great because it was not a segregated listening. It was like, no, I'm going to listen to alternative and classic rock and hip hop and
Tupac
and so
we play Tupac at Drug Church. We play Shine Down. Do you shame on Shine Down?
They're kind of like Nickelback, but I
know I get made fun of.
I'm saying.
No, but listen,
I get dogged a little bit for Shine, but they have a ton of good recovery words in their music.
They're very encouraging, and Brent Smith is one of the sweetest people and very genuine. And I love the song "Burning Bright."
Nice.
I love that. So that's maybe my favorite Shine Down song.
Are they I think they're coming to the Illinois State Fair.
That makes sense.
See, like that's their brand.
Yeah, but a big act go to the Illinois State Fair.
Sangamon County.
Well, and they have a new album coming out called 8, which they just announced this week.
Okay.
So they're great.
I went to another music question. If you got time, I am in love in multiple ways with Emily Armstrong, the new Chester Bennington for Linkin Park. Do you like her or not?
I don't have an opinion.
Okay.
It's not that I don't like her or that I do.
Did you go to them? When did you go to the show?
didn't.
She was fucking awesome.
I heard she was. I love any band that is secure enough to go. Same thing with like Rush right now. They have a woman drumming because Neil Peart's dead.
Okay.
Rush.
I love that men bands are giving women a chance, and especially something as a vocal like Chester Bennington's.
Right.
To have a woman come in and be able to step up to that, and she did.
And
it's pretty incredible.
She dealt with a fuckload of, it's the minority loud voice of fucking hate because she was a female. And she gave a quote. I read an interview she gave. There were pictures too because she was beautiful. She said, that shit's not real life. Real life. I know the people in my real life love me. That the stuff on the internet's not real life. And to be able to, I remind myself that all the time. It's not. Twitter and shit is not real fucking life. No. I don't think, I believe too much in humanity. I think more, even good people get sucked into being jerk-offs online. And I pray that in real life, if they were having a conversation, it wouldn't be so.
It would never be that way.
It wouldn't.
Yeah.
I've had confrontation with a couple of listeners before, and it did not go well for them.
Good.
Like just straight up, it did not go well for them because when you come at me with animosity,
what do they do over what? Like,
over something that was said, like,
music.
and I run my mouth. Listen, I'm the first one to throw myself in front of a bus. Okay. Like I am not the end all be all of like, I'll run my mouth, whatever. I'll have a bad day and run my mouth.
Sure.
And I will own it. Like I'll apologize or whatever.
Accountability.
And
are you not Italian?
I am Italian.
Yeah, okay.
I'm
good.
Irish and Italian.
Yeah, me too. All right.
It is a freaking curse.
I fucking see this.
Yeah. I have the romantic, like over romanticized version of life, and then I have the over angered.
Yeah.
God damn you're the same fucking people.
Maybe we are.
This is incredible.
Like I had some anger management I had to work out in therapy, like a handful of years
ago. I used to
female Chris on our hands.
I used to fantasize I've been through some trauma shit. I think it was trauma response as a kid, but I used to fantasize about having a room of like old yard sale lamps and stuff that I could just break the shit out of.
Oh yeah, rage room?
Yes.
Go off. Yes.
Before now there's a thing. Now they have them.
Now you can go pay to do that.
I did, and I did take a baseball bat to Varner's TV one time.
That's great.
And it was an old.
It feels nice.
It does
feel
nice.
God, it was like it was up there with sex.
No, it really is.
Fax machine on
this fucking television.
Office Space.
It was an old one. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, and I shattered this fucker into 1,000 pieces, and all of the glass, and that's hard glass. If you've ever taken a baseball bat, not this new shit. This was an old TV, heavy. God,
it was Illinois State that actually opened me up to the rage because on finals week and exam weeks they would have a beater car on the quad and
nice.
It would be That's swings for $5 with a mallet.
What a deal.
Oh my God.
And just beat the shit out of it.
Did you give him a Hondo?
Yeah, like just sit down. Yeah, and I would just go to town. And in fact, the first Risho Live that we did when Rafe and I joined the show, we had like a segment, this is at the pageant, and we had a part of the show where we all got our bucket list dreams to come true. And my husband had built me because I always had wanted to go to a rage room and just like roid out. And so
this is wild.
So my husband built me this like it looked like like if you think like one of those rolly boards like those whiteboards you roll in, but it was like all wood, and he built like shelves on it, and then I painted it and put like rage on it. And then I went to like a Goodwill and he and I picked out like a shit ton of stuff that wouldn't wouldn't really like shit that I could just beat the shit out of.
Yeah.
And then I had 60 seconds I think it was 60 seconds to go nuts. And I went, and there's video of it. My heart rate got up to like 190.
Yes! Oh, wow.
And the video is hilarious. I'll show you after we wrap up. Because I was so full of rage that the guys try to come and like Riz is trying to hand me the microphone to like get back to it because we were gonna like go on to the next thing.
Sure.
And I had to like walk it off like a beast.
You're still rolling.
And this woman out of the crowd walks up to the stage, and like people are like losing their mind. I think it was Pantera playing, and this woman walks up and she hands me 2 fireball shots from below, and she was like, "Just do them," and she like backed away, and I was like, it was outer body. It was so great. Highly suggest going to a rage room or building one and just going to town.
I think it's there's a lot of anger out there too. So maybe that's
it's nice
definitely
to get rid of. Yeah.
Regulating is cute.
Absolutely.
And like functional.
It is. And there's nothing wrong with, I would never hurt a person.
Sure.
Like my anger is hand in hand with my communications degree. So like I'm a yeller. Like when I go off, here we go, and I've had to, reel that back because I was hurting people that I love with how I would speak to them. And so that was a lot of work like 10 years ago in therapy with that. Like, where is this rage coming from? Why are you so shitty to these people?
Right.
But again, when provoked.
Good for you for doing the work.
Yes. And if you have anger problems, get help because it will change your life. But also, like, if people want to come at me, strangers, first of all, I'm not a rude person if I don't know you. I'm always going to be cordial and lovely. It's part of my
So
job.
This is in person that these listeners are coming up to you? And
yeah, there will be mainly men. I've had a couple of women come up and be like wanting to get on about something. But it's about dismantling it or getting to the core of the issue. Like if I upset somebody, if I deeply offend someone, that is not my goal.
Right.
So it's like, well, let's work through that. Like what about what I said, or what was it about me that offended you? And then if it is something that I need to apologize for, 1000% I will. But if it's something that I'm like, hey, you're misunderstanding,
sure, I
will try to advocate for like myself. And then if we can't get there, it's like, well, tough shit. Like we just have to
in person ways. More often than not. Do you get there, or does it?
Yeah. I have never had an issue with somebody coming to me and wanting to take it to another level. Like let's go out back and get nuts. Like that's never happened. In fact, I want to say like more times than not that the people that come up to me are like, you know what? I thought this was going to go a lot differently. And they're like happy with how, and I'm like, yeah, man, like I don't like
create a lifelong listener that way too. I bet.
Yes, I hope so. Like, I hope they're like, you know what? I thought she was different, or, because that's the thing. It's like, until you're sitting down like this, like maybe if you listen to the show, and Jeff and I have had like plenty of moments to get to know each other and stuff, but like you listen to me on the show, that is a piece of me.
Sure.
It's not, I am very, you have to hide a part of yourself for security reasons. If you give the masses exactly who you are, they will ruin you. And so it's like you have to hold back some for just yourself. And it's like, yeah, for the most part, I think people get a good portion of me, but they don't get the full Monty, and that's by design. And so once they are in person,
you have to work for that shit.
That's right.
Well, and does that come with experience in the industry?
Yes.
Or, I was going to say
you have to be very protective. You have to grow a thick skin.
So for
I think too, one time you described it as like your Batman Bruce Wayne, kind of thing.
You're Sasha Fierce.
I'm Sasha Fierce. Well, and also like, it's that's the negative side of it. The positive of it is people will listen to the show and think they know you so well, and then they will want to be. They think they're friends with you, like that they're interpersonally deep friends with you. And that is really confusing in a positive. It's like coming from a place of love.
Sure.
But you have to put boundaries up there too. Because otherwise, like I'm really weird about my phone number. Like Jeff has my phone number, but it takes me a long time to give it out.
I think it's pretty, I don't know if this is rare at all at this point in your life, but like we became friends before I ever heard you on the radio.
Like how did you guys meet?
I knew she was on the radio, and she had commented about some mental health stuff on Twitter. Probably, I bet you don't even use Twitter anymore.
I do, unfortunately. I'm getting ready to disable it.
Yeah. And so I'm like, oh, I said, I think she's on the radio in St. Louis. I bet she'd come on and talk about it. So I invited her on the podcast. And then I'm like,
when you did Simple Mental Health?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I'm like, I said, listen, I don't listen to your show.
They don't have enough Blink 182 for you?
Not on KSHE in the afternoons at the time.
Right.
Step Up Kids?
That's true. The Step Up, the Get Up Kids.
Did you hear about this?
No.
Oh my God. We had Matt Pryor from the Get Up Kids on our show.
I feel
bad. No way.
And he called. He goes, so what's your band again? The Step Up Kids? Like to his fucking face.
Oh my God. They're so underground cool.
Do you know how funny
I know, and I'm so not cool.
It's okay.
Okay.
That's all right.
I think it's funny when bands get a little humbled sometimes.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Now, Matt was cool about it. He didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
He doesn't like sports either. Let me tell you. I tried to drag the fucking sports out of him, and it wasn't happening.
He finally goes, listen, if you want to talk sports with somebody, I'm not your guy.
I thought he was going to shut me down. Well, he's in Kansas City, and he did talk about getting drunk at a Royals game. So I was like, God, I would get drunk if I had to go to a fucking Royals game too.
Well, you were like, let's talk about George Brett shitting himself.
There you go. And yeah, we pivoted.
We finally got to talk about wrestling a little. And
he's a wrestling fan, like Liv. I want to talk wrestling with Liv.
Diehard WWE.
Yeah.
You should have her
one
on your show, by the way.
We're gonna get her on. I think she has to. There's a time that she can't be on a show for a while.
Which
really?
We're not compete.
Yeah, that's silly. I don't know how that works.
In theory, I do.
that.
So here's the thing, though. I've spent money. We've sponsored Tim's show, so we've spent money with Hubbard. So I don't see why they would care. But
I don't think they would really care. But she's
I know
just probably trying to just be.
Tommy's
cool.
great. Yeah, and I don't even know if she wants. Yeah, maybe just her saying she.
It might be
come on to our fucking stupid show, which I don't blame her.
She's so lovely, and I've only known her since she moved here, and I think she. I don't know what if she has a non-compete, if that's what we're talking about.
I don't know if she does, but
yeah.
So I always said, what if they had a podcast called Live and Learn? And then I realized that I was not the first person to think of that.
Well, and I had a podcast called that.
I'm screaming.
I know, I did.
At least it's a good idea then.
It was perfect. And I yes. And
there's
everybody's like, Live and Learn podcast. And but again, I was like, girl, stay in let's be separate until you feel secure in wanting to do that. We just never, we never got there. So
two things on mental health and before that, I want to ask you one question. If somebody, a young female, was ever to get in this type of industry, you're a young female, so I looked at you and you're doing a podcast. What advice would you give them?
Chris thinks I'm bad at this. So
no, I don't. I just
you to give me some lessons.
You were projecting,
right?
You know who she came over for dinner because she likes to ghost people because she's bad. She's bad at goodbyes. Goodbyes are hard.
Goodbyes don't.
And my wife said. My wife is she's like a fine wine. She's a little bit older, more mature than me.
Oh my God.
And she told Zoe. Perfect. She said, "You're not ghosting me. You're going to say goodbye. I love you to death. You are. People value you when you're in a relationship with them.
This is after the internship.
You have a responsibility to not crush them when they care about you." And Zoe started crying. She's a crier. If you haven't noticed.
I'm a crier too.
Shame. So she goes, "You're coming over for dinner." So she came over for dinner, and we were sitting at the table, and Zoe's just fucking giving it back to me. He
was razzing me, and I was like 6 long months
telling
of
Ashley,
work with
"Where's
no
my
pay."
supper?" I'm being this asshole.
Right, you're being a shell of yourself.
And she is like, and Ashley goes, "Oh my God, you should do that podcast with Chris. You're fucking you give it to him, and you're good, and they need a female voice." So here we are.
This episode is sponsored in part by Light Source Psychotherapy. If anxiety, panic, trauma, sleep issues, or big life transitions have you feeling stuck, their team works with kids, teens, adults, couples, and families in Belleville, Illinois, through teletherapy or even walk and talk outdoors. Evidence-based care like CBT, DBT, EMDR, and more, built around what matters most to you. Learn more and book at findyourlightsource.com.
I love that.
Yeah. She's got a big heart. She cares about humanity when a lot of people can walk past.
I get that
type of humanity.
Are you doing social work yet? Like, or do you have a job doing it
So
yet?
she starts March 1st with our nonprofit.
Amazing. No, you're going to be very good at it.
She's going to be our social worker.
I have a lot of social worker friends and cousins, and you're built like that. So
they are doing the Lard's work.
You are doing the Lard's work,
and she is going to. So we're opening our nonprofit's going to help walk with people in recovery for the next 11 months. You do 30 days inpatient. We're going to help fund sober living in IOP, which is outpatient along, not just give money though. There's going to be a social worker, Zoe and Ashley, to walk with you and manage your case, because people struggle with calling their regular doctor, going to get their prescription. Adulting is fucking hard, it's really hard. Like going to the DMV. I'd fucking hate it. Like,
I do too.
Try to get out of treatment and then have to do all this shit and do paperwork, and it's really
you're not at
daunting.
you're not at the start line. You're behind it, and you're trying to get back to it, and it's like that's tough. And you got to have compassion. It's all about compassion for people that can't do it. I get so aggravated, like when we talk about things like this and people that have had struggles, no matter what it is. The amount of people that think they're just so above it all and like have zero compassion and want to act like, ooh, just grow up. It's like, yeah.
Strap up the work boots.
Like maybe next life you're going to figure out how difficult it can be and how lucky and grateful you need to be that you aren't there.
Do you know, do you remember Maggie Tozlowski?
Of course I do.
So she's like a
tallest woman in my life and most beautiful.
Maggie HOF. Hall of Famer.
I love her. And her sweet Hank. She used to be, she worked with me in sales.
She is Jill Schmaltz's cousin. Oh. Which I found out when she was my sales rep at Hubbard. And Ashley and I was like, we're the close friends, the girl named Jill, her cousin. And I bring this up because her sons, she's also a foster mom, single mom, fostered, just now adopted 2 boys and is getting ready to adopt a little girl all by herself. And the 2 boys came to her and we were all in a support group for foster and adoptive parents. It's a if you know community, right? So I did, when I hear people say just go to work, lace up your work boots, like going through this journey, the poverty level, like in North City alone, there are no fucking work boots for kids that are growing up in the levels of poverty they're living in, that then turns into crime because it's the only way
systemic.
Out. Yeah. It's so fucking stuck. I don't have the answers. I don't know what to do. I want to help. I don't have all the answers. I know if there's a fucking problem, and we'll do whatever it takes to work on the solution.
Beautiful that you are reflecting and like at least that you're using your platform to show.
Trying her and her sons, who had it worse than Charlie. They all have had it hard, but her sons were 5 and 3 when they came in her care. The 5-year-old would not sleep at night because it was his job to keep an eye on the 3-year-old at nighttime because they were living in like sex work type of house. It was so fucking bad, and they're doing so well.
Good.
And these are Maggie's nephews that are just superhero kids, and so that's why I bring her up and figured I knew you guys knew each other.
I love Maggie. I wish she still worked with us.
I'm trying to get her. I mean, we're going to meet now. She's got little Hammer and Hank, the baby.
Oh, sweet Hank. I love that his name's Hank. Or Henry, right?
Yeah.
Calling him Hank.
But
she's lovely.
I wanted to tell you the story when you were talking about like people don't get it when they say just right, they think they're stronger than just go to work, put your boots on.
These blue collar white dudes usually, not all the time, but usually, and it's like, dude, you have no clue how the system has worked in your favor, and like you have to. And I get it. Like we all come from different backgrounds, and some people don't have households.
I was born on third base, and there's no question about it.
Oh, for sure. And when you don't know, you don't have these conversations at home about like, hey, because I grew up that way. I was like, oh, people's parents are divorced, but you can get a lot for Christmas, and like I was very privileged, and like and then it was like, oh, I started.
And you were 5 when they got divorced.
I was 5 when they got divorced, and and I didn't really deal with that until much later in my life that I found, and
that's a life change. Traumatic situation. I mean, even just that.
Oh, my mom and I had to move out, and we lived at my aunt's house. We didn't have anything, and then we had a 1-bedroom apartment where my mom finally scrounged up some money to get me a single bed. Like she bought me like a bedroom set that was like really big for girls in the 90s. She spent like, $500 to buy this bedroom set, and she would sleep in the recliner in the living room, and I would sleep in the single bed in this little apartment in Benton, Illinois. And so and my sister and I, we were raised completely different. My mom was in different periods of her life, right?
I was guessing your sister's younger because
she's 27. So and real fast, the story on her, like, my mom had me when she was 26. So she was a kid herself, divorced whenever I was 5. So she was 31. And then my mom remarried whenever I was 14, and my sister was born later that year. And my stepdad is fabulous. We have the most beautiful relationship.
Okay, great.
I love him like a father. He loves me like a daughter. It's a beautiful parent experience. And my sister,
that's awesome.
Yeah. And I know everybody doesn't get that. I'm very grateful that I have him. And my sister came along, and by the time my stepdad was a world traveler. He was a consultant for many big corporations in the world. So he made really great money. My mom was a badass saleswoman who, you know, she hustled. My mom is a hustler. She made all of her earnings her own way. Like, she was a 6-figure single mom at some point. And
nice.
so we went from that 1-bedroom single bed apartment to, we had a little house that we rented. And then when she and my stepdad met, we built the most beautiful home in Columbia ever.
So that's how so that's when you moved to Columbia.
That's when we moved to Columbia. And my sister was born into that beautiful home, right?
Sure.
And so my mom and I had a different story.
Yeah.
And so my sister never knew that part of my mom's struggle. And she was one of 6 kids. Her mom was a single mom with 6 children, and they lived in poverty. And she tells a story about stealing mac and cheese from my dad's house, like when they were dating, you know? And so my mom.
People don't, that's a level of where people don't, they think you can go to fast food and get, no, that level of food insecurity, it's not.
Oh, yeah.
People don't know what that's like.
Right.
Man.
Until they know.
Right.
Yeah. We're all, by the way, we're all
mac and cheese.
So closer to being on the streets than we are to being billionaires. So, like, check yourselves all the time. Like, I worry about that all the time. Like, growing up in that little apartment with my mom and seeing her struggle, but also make it, she instilled the workaholism in me to, like, go get my dreams.
Sure.
Like, work hard, you know, treat people well, love people, keep going. And, like, my sister's the same way. My sister's a genius. I was not book smart. My sister is. I was street smart. My sister is, like, total nerd and, like,
grew
beautiful.
up in a different.
We did. She had my mom didn't.
Does she still live around here?
No, my mom does, but my sister, she's in Colorado, and
that's right.
Yeah, and she, you know, I had to go to a state school because that's the only opportunity that I had financially with my dad's situation and stuff, because he had, like, the Army pay for that retroactively and stuff. And so my sister, though, applied to Harvard.
Oh, fuck.
And, like, all of these elite schools, Georgetown, all this stuff.
Nothing was ever out of her reach.
Nothing was ever out of her reach. She had the brains.
I love that for her.
And the finances were backing. And honestly, she ended up going to Truman, which was a great school for her, and then transferred up to University of Boulder or University of Colorado Boulder. And then, and she's excelling and she's amazing. But, you know, we were raised differently.
Sure.
So I struggled a lot as a young person, witnessing my sister have so much nurturing from my mom, and having both parents in the house the whole time, and money, and I was resentful.
That's fair.
And I had to deal with that. And honestly, it ruined a good portion of my mom's and my relationship, because I wasn't down to, like, tell her about how that made me feel. And she didn't have the tools in her toolbox to, like, deal with that. And so it wasn't until, like, maybe 10 years ago that she and I started to kind of untangle all that. And now we have the most beautiful relationship.
Going through it, though, like, yields, awesome, like, love.
Oh, my God.
Do that.
I'm so in love with my mom. And I'm in love with my whole family right now. Like, I was at the movies last night with my mom and my stepdad and my
What'd
husband.
You see?
We went to the Paul McCartney movie, The Man on the Run.
Of course you did.
And it was really good. But my mom and I went to the bathroom in the middle of the movie, and like, you know, growing up, I was never, like, a hugger. Like, I wouldn't just, like, grab my mom and hug her. And now I'm just like, come here. Like, I hug her all the time. Like, because there's something that's just, I'm making up for lost time, because I had so much resentment. And honestly, and it was never my sister's fault. She didn't know what she was born into. She didn't have that choice. And I love her so much. And, like, I would do anything for my family. And I'm just so grateful that I have them right now. And you don't have them forever. And that's that's the next wave, right? It's like preparing yourself to lose the people that you love the most, because that's part of the life experience of having parents and whatever, you know. My sister, I if anything ever happened to her, I would just cease to exist. That's not, you know, I told her, I'm like, I am the one that gets to go first. I want to live with you when I'm old, like, and Tim's dead, you know, like, but I know one day I'm going to lose my mom and my stepdad, and that's going to be fucking brutal. And, but I'm savoring them and just so in love with them right now.
Well, that ability to be present, and mindful is, you have done a lot of work. I'm a very
therapy works, y'all.
I'm impressed, but I'm also envious, because I have a lot of work to do myself. I sit here with we do a show with a very close friend of mine. It's like a big brother. He's the best fucking therapist clinician I've ever met in my life.
That's great.
Called Needed to Hear That. He's got a private practice down the street called Light Source. They sponsor the show. He you were saying this earlier about scared of your potential death. He hosts the third Thursday. He's a Buddhist, but he hosts this. I don't think it's a Buddhist thing. It's called Death Cafe.
I've heard of this.
He hosts it in Belleville. And when you said that, I'm like, she needs to go to Death Cafe.
I've heard of it, but I didn't know it was in Belleville. So I'll have to check that out sometime.
It's a coffee shop right down 5 minutes from here. It's coffee, cake, and people talk about death, dying, grief. And it's like going through it as a community, which is better than trying to fucking figure it out.
That's
alone.
lovely.
Open to anybody. So yeah, you should check it out.
I talk about death a lot. Like, have you ever seen 6 Feet Under?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's my favorite TV show of all time.
Fascinated with morticians.
Oh.
I have the best funeral home jokes, but I won't.
Okay. You don't want to bust one out like right now? Go ahead.
Well, yeah, it's like, well, you tell how's business? It's a dying business. Hey, how's business?
Oh my god!
And then
fucking stupid.
I walk into a funeral home like, God, is it cold? Is it cold?
Oh yeah. Who'd I just walk through?
Well, yeah, it's yeah. And then there's a couple jokes you can say about like
in here.
Stiff. I was gonna say
it's
very
oh man,
stiff.
The art of the dad joke. I'm terrible at it. I can't do it.
We
Rodney Dangerfield.
We played hockey with the Castleys, and they own the Castley mortuary, and
the Castleys of the Bob Castley fame.
No,
of the City Museum.
No,
okay.
I don't think they're the mortician fame in Fairview Heights. They big hockey family. Anytime they walk in the locker room, my old man be like, "Hey Jim, how's the business? Dying business?" That was one of his.
Oh my goodness!
And he would say it every time, and and me and my dad would be the only ones laughing. But
I know one of those guys, one of the Castley kids.
Probably
can't remember his last name.
Adam just took over the business.
I probably know
it's a dying business.
It's a dying business.
I know the youngest one. I think.
But I talk about death a lot, and people are always like, "Is she okay?" I'm like, "Dude, we're all going to die."
I'm trying to be okay.
I'm trying.
Are you?
I have to talk about it at nauseum because I'm deeply interested, and I have a lot of theories about, or I have a lot of hope what I want the afterlife to be like, and I'm fascinated by people's beliefs because it is such a personal belief of what you think happens after you go, and I love those conversations.
It's the only thing, like, what I worry about anybody, and it's none of my business to worry, but I do, like when you said you're not like, I'm worried. One thing is I'm so hopeful that like me and my old man are gonna be at a bar drinking again somewhere like that, and that's heaven to me. Like I'm gonna, and Ashley's like, am I in that? Am I in that? I'm like, yeah, you're at maybe serving the drinks. I'm kidding, but she's there. My dog, I can't. Listen, like, I mean, my fucking Bristol better attack me and lick my fucking face off when I like. That's the hope that.
That's the true dream of the afterlife.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, I hope, so have yours version. That's where I want you to end up for sure.
And this will be real fast, but
go for it.
When I die, this is literally how I want it to go down. First of all, the actual dying.
We can make this happen, by the way.
Like,
your sister will still be here to help facilitate.
I will.
Tim's going to be gone.
Tim will probably be gone because he's older. I will be living with my sister in some cool, like, tiny house in her backyard.
Love.
She will be there with me on my deathband and hold my hand as I go. That's how I'd love to. It doesn't have to be
like fried green tomatoes a little.
Is it?
A little bit.
I will leave. Then I'm in the afterlife.
Iggy
and
Ruth.
As I get there, if it's pearly gates and all the clouds and angels and stuff, I'm down. But I want to sit down with somebody, preferably the entity that knows it all. And I got a million questions. And then I want a touch screen, big screen, okay? Where the thing says, we're going to play back your life. And
I'm trying to watch it.
I want to rewatch my life. And then you can pause it and you can zoom in. Like this, I could come back to this moment right here. And I could pause it and I could touch your bald head. And I could say, what?
Love this.
Was Chris really offended when I said that he was bald? And the entity will say to me, no. He actually thought whatever. And I'll be able to know
he's fat and bald.
How I made you feel. How I made people feel. So I wouldn't know like all your secrets and dirty laundry and stuff, but I would know how my impact in your day and how I made you feel in that moment. And I don't think that's too intrusive.
No,
it's a curiosity I have always had with people. Like, and I think everybody does. Like, how do we make people feel?
Yeah.
And then you do that for eternity if you want, or if you want to take a pause and go haunt some stuff. That's cool.
My 20s. I skip my 20s.
No, you have to. You don't have to, but you get.
You would. I imagine you. If you keep that at your forefront, you live your life a little differently in the way you treat people.
I do.
That's what you want to leave your impact as.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty fucking impressive.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
So that's what I hope.
Chris is good. Like every episode, there are like a few sentences where Chris is just like, let me just hype you up. And then it's like words of F.
Very good.
Anyway,
good people.
Isn't that nice?
I gotta make up for a lot of
all the perp text to the TMA YouTube.
Listen, I tell our friends over there, Jackson and Tim and
Doug, hot ass Doug Vaughn,
Doug Vaughn, and his
heartthrob Doug
in his khaki boy pants. I tell them if I ever send you like a code, it means to delete my text history because it could be used against me in a court of law if me and Ashley were to ever go this way.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Data Center, you think
it's never gone,
right?
Tim's like, that'll cost you.
Yeah.
So
he's always making money.
God.
Doug Vaughn looks like John Lithgow.
Yeah.
He does. He's a thinner John Lithgow.
Movie boy looks like George Clooney a little bit, if you ask me.
Jackson Burkett.
Jackson, yeah.
I'm trying to get him to wear more color. He comes into my office and he's so white, and I told him, and I love messing with him, and I feel very sisterly to him.
I feel like a big brother. I love him to death.
I love him to
love
death.
Him to death.
And he'll come in and I'll be like, what's going on with the dating scene?
Oh God.
And then he'll tell me and I'm like, well, what's it? So, and then I'm like, I will assess, and this is all terribly unprofessional. And I'm like, you're wearing like the same color like as your skin. Like
give me some light blue.
Like we need
like a dark green.
We need like a dark blue. He has such beautiful hair. Like he has this blonde hair. I asked him the other day if I could dye his hair.
Have you met his mom and dad?
No, I've never met his family.
They're fucking angels on earth.
I bet they are. No, I love him, and he stops by at least once a week to my office, and we bullshit, and I give him the top brass, and
he's incredible.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun. Although I work with the best people. Like, I mean, I sound like Donald Trump. I work with the best people.
Oh my God.
I seriously do.
You don't
work with such complicated, beautiful human beings.
I'm trying to think.
And it's
I feel like
joy.
working with Rafe would be.
He's
oh my God, he is
the fucking Zorro story.
That Zorro story. Have you ever heard that? I'll have to send it to you.
The Zorro story.
I'll tell you. It was.
Yeah.
I probably have. I've heard a lot of his stories.
He was talking about a drunk one night stand down in Carbondale. Have you partied in Carbondale? Being from
I got arrested in
Sure,
Carbondale.
okay. Yeah, of course.
Underage drinking.
Yeah.
Why do they care?
He must have been pretty shit-faced.
I know. I had a fake ID, and my dad had just announced his cancer.
Was it Halloween?
No, it wasn't Halloween. It was December, and this undercover lady cop came up to me, and she's like, "Let me see your ID." And I have my friend Abby's ID, and I didn't want Abby to get in trouble, and I gave her my ID, and I was like, "I'm not going to throw my friend under the bus." That's how I got into the bar.
You are a good Italian.
I'm a loyal friend, and so I was like, She's like, "You need to come with me," and she put me in the back of her cop car. And I was like, not even that hammered, but I was like, I was really pissed off. I was like in the anger phase of like, my dad has cancer, fuck you. Yeah. And
sure.
I really like just told her, I was like, I don't give a fuck. You could take me to the cop shop right now. I'm like, my dad's dying of cancer. I don't give a shit. And she's like, listen. She's like, you crazy little bitch. she's like,
I have a gun on.
She's like, I have a gun on you. And she's like, you have friends here? And I go, yeah. She goes, are they sober? I go, yes. Because my friend was. And she goes, I'm going to give you a warning. Get your ass in that car. Go home right now. And I'm like, fine. And then like, I was like, let's go, Rhiannon,
What a great name.
I can like see the attitude.
Rings like a bell.
The audacity. It was not cool. But anyway.
Rafe, I guess, got shit-faced drunk. I hope I'm telling the story right. We'll have to go back and listen. Yeah. And went home with a friend, maybe that he had just met that evening.
A lady friend.
And it must have been a Halloween party, or it was on Halloween. And he said he woke up the next morning and all he had to wear was a Zorro costume. So he put his costume back on. And he comes out and he like starts making her son breakfast.
I'm screaming.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
I mean, seriously, you have to ask him this story.
Oh my goodness.
He like didn't have anything else better than nothing.
1000% can see it and believe it and know that that's true.
So then he's walking down he leaves the house. He's walking down the street, and I think a cop like pulls up to him, is like,
"Are you good?
Are you the Hamburglar?"
Did you have fun? I think he said like the cop was like, "Did you have fun last night?" He's like, "I sure did."
Oh my God,
not as much fun as I had this morning.
Yeah, that's so good. He has the best stories, and you know what? It's funny. Like,
I want to go see him live. I have not been able to make it yet.
You need
I feel horrible.
Did you hear the shows are coming up? He has a couple of shows. The 1st of April, that first Thursday in April, and that first weekend. It's Easter weekend, but Thursday, Friday, Saturday at. I believe he is at the Funny Bone in Westport.
Okay, we're going.
You have to go.
We'll go as like a table for sure. I I am so grateful for you. Thank you for coming on.
Yes,
Of course.
thank you.
Thank you for having
This was
me.
so powerful.
If anybody,
I love it because last week we're sitting here talking with Iggy and we're like, we got to get Lern on us. So I just texted her right then and she's like, sure, I'll be there.
I know. I'm happy
"You're the
that we
best."
got to line up.
Incredible.
I love Jeff. I think that he is like, you know how you just, some people come into your life, you don't really understand why or how. You're just kind of like you. Because I have another friend named Jeff Allen.
Oh, that's funny.
And it was Tim's
It gets
former
real
boss.
Confusing. Oh yeah, he was a radio guy, right?
He was a big program director and he's a very sweet man. And so Tim's met you once?
I met Tim. So I randomly met him at I've never met Tim really.
He sounds like the sweetest guy. Is he like?
Oh my God,
Is he your calming presence?
Yes.
Got
my
it.
husband, Zoe, my husband is not like me at all. Like I'm very extroverted and loud and
He sounds like
ridiculous.
Ashley. 200%.
And my husband is like, he's very cool and just calm. He's the great stabilizer. Like he's very, and that's my complaint with him though is like, cause all wives have them is, hey, get out of you don't have to be on this track of perfection. Like everybody that knows my husband knows that he's a sweetheart. Like he'll do anything for anyone. And his life mission and goal in his heart is to make the world a better place. Like he's a big environmentalist. He's
married a male Ashley.
My Ashley is named Tim Elwell. And so, and he's,
Is he a perfectionist?
Yeah, he's a Virgo.
Pretty hard on himself.
He's a Virgo. Yeah.
What? Give me that. What is? Oh, she's a Scorpio. So 24th. You're
so
big.
She can hold a grudge. Does she hold a grudge?
I don't. Well, her mom deserves it.
Okay.
So I'll tell you.
All right.
I mean, her mom
working through letting go.
Her mom goes around telling people that she's autistic and she's not. That's so fucking offensive. And she
sucks.
she tattooed this autism sign on her wrist and goes and tells people she's autistic.
Oh my God.
She's a full blown narcissist. And it's trauma. She went through a lot of trauma as a kid, but yeah. So that's
and then
Paula.
perpetuate.
And I'm sure she's going to listen to this and then she'll randomly like mail a picture of Ashley's childhood to her because Ashley's boundaried this and she won't let me reach out to her like I did Daniel. I let her bio dad have it I blacked out and got Italian for a minute.
Okay. Hey, it happens.
I got to see the screenshots. It was a beautiful thing.
Holy crow.
But Tim sounds like your perfect match.
He is.
Yeah, I need to meet Tim.
Yeah, everybody needs to meet my husband. He is the salt of the earth. He is a complex creature, but he is good. And that was like the biggest part for me.
Capital G.
Capital
I can hear the
G
way you say
good.
it.
Like he's just good. And I always say, like when I'm talking about him to anybody, I'm like, I'm the bad one. So
I'm saying I need to be
because honestly, if I've dated bad guys before, it does not go well. So I needed a good guy. And we've been together for a really long time. He's fabulous. Yeah.
Love it.
Cool. Stop looking at me, you fucker.
Zoe, I love how you are. This is amazing. Because it's hard. I mean, I love how you are too, Chris, but like, I just, you know what? Because I get it. When I worked with you, man, in the morning, because he was 26 years older than I am, everybody would always compliment, because I used to give John so much shit. Everybody, and I still do. John is beloved in the KSHE community, and he's the PA
St.
announcer
Louis,
of the Cardinals.
He's
a famous person in St. Louis, and everybody just sucks up to him. And I'm like, nah. and when I realized that I can make him laugh, and he's also John is a really good person too, and he's a girl dad. He's a huge supporter of women.
Girl dad.
And he's got such a beautiful heart. I've never cried more with a person than I have with John at work. And anyway, but I used to give John so much shit because he was easy to razz, and it was all love.
Yeah,
and I know you're doing that with Chris. And I can see when people would compliment me and say like, I love how you are with John. That's how I feel Zoe is with you, Chris. And I love that. And I love that you're like Carl Middleman, like the middle guy that's just like, I'll just be where I am and interject when needed.
You got it right.
Yeah, you guys have a good show.
Thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure.
What's your husband's nonprofit so we can give it a?
Oh yeah, please do. So it's called Circle of Concern, and it's in Valley Park, Missouri. And you can go to circleofconcern.org. He is the director of development there. Nice. So he handles a lot of the fundraising. So if you ever want to have like like if you have food to donate or you want to volunteer, if you have like people, a lot of people do an outing where they help stock the warehouse of food and organize that.
So they just went through it with this shit a couple months ago.
They had such an influx of donations. Like like
blessing
an
and
insane amount.
Like people stepped up and filled the gap.
You want to talk about how beautiful America and community can be? It was us all going through that with the Snap Act. I know it was really inspiring, and they honestly they didn't know what to. They're like, oh God, we're just like the little nonprofit, you know. So, but yeah, they're always looking for donations. They're gonna have a big golf tournament coming up, which is always fun.
Let us know about all that because I have a big passion for the nonprofit. It's pretty easy. Just drive a cart.
Yeah, you just yell at them. It's 100 yards from the ball. That's what you say to him.
I'd love to meet him to pick his brain as we're doing this.
Oh my God, yeah.
So I would tell him you guys will treat you to Olive and Oak and
anytime. And don't threaten me with a good time and what's
So yeah, thank you so much. I'm like honored and thank you in talking about wellness and all the things. It's and you're a advocate for people's wellness. I can just tell.
I love people. I want the best for people. I really do.
And by far the coolest guest we've had on the show.
OMFing-A.
Yeah.
What?
And even if I ever have the privilege to have Tim McKernan on, you would still be the coolest.
Oh my God. Can you imagine if we were both here? You wouldn't get a word in.
I couldn't handle the heat.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys. It was a pleasure.
Thanks for doing this. We appreciate you coming out to Illinois Recovery Center. If you need insurance, check out Evan. Email me at cponduff@ponduffsanonymous.com.
Evan McKelvey.
Thanks, everyone. Subscribe, please, on YouTube. It's like kind of a big deal, I guess, if you can.
We could almost make money. We could almost make money.
Yeah.
Which means I would almost be making money if you're listening.
Don't get carried away.
It
goes straight to the top. We don't pay that little people. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Lern. Let us pray.